The following is a production of the Ottumwa Radio Group Sports Network. Ottumwa Bulldogs football is coming your way on your news and information leader, 1240 AM and 102.7 FM, KBIZ. Now, let's get you to the field with the voice of your Ottumwa Bulldogs, Jason Van Arkel.
Ottumwa High football is on the air. Good evening, everybody, from Drake Stadium in Des Moines. Jason Van Arkel reporting. Annie Argo is the on-site video producer. Brandon Drew, the radio producer, back at the KBIZ studios. It's week 3 of the 2022 football season, and your Ottumwa Bulldogs are on the road to take on the Roughriders of Des Moines Roosevelt High School. For the first time since 2015, your Ottumwa Bulldogs are 2-0 to start the season. And last week, it was a tale of two halves for the Ottumwa offense in the game against Fairfield, but fortunately, the better performance came after halftime. OHS only managed 34 yards of offense in the first half, but they had 125 yards in the fourth quarter alone as they wore down and finally overwhelmed the Trojan defense. Tanner Shark completed 6 of his 8 second-half passes, and he finally threw Ottumwa's first touchdown pass since 2020. The Bulldog defense, meanwhile, held Fairfield to just 246 yards of offense, with the Trojans' 2 TDs coming on drives that started in Ottumwa territory. The Bulldogs picked off Fairfield quarterback Tate Allen 3 times, holding him to just 7 of 15 passing. It all added up to a second straight comeback victory, and while the competition will continue to get tougher, the confidence in the OHS locker room continues to grow as well. Ottumwa has also been a lot better off on the injury front through the first 2 games than they were last year, but there is one notable exception. Left tackle and nose tackle John Harden limped off late in the Fairfield game. You may remember us talking about that. It turns out he tore the PCL and MCL in his knee. He's out for the season. Another tough break for the talented junior. He's dealt with injuries in all 3 of his seasons in high school. He's been a varsity player since his freshman year, but another tough injury situation, and doesn't look like we'll see him on the football field until next year, but hopefully he'll come back and finally have a healthy, full senior season. That's your first look at your 2-0 Ottumwa Bulldogs here on our Ottumwa Football pregame show. Right now, we'll take a 3-minute timeout. When we return, we'll give you your first look at the opponent tonight, the Roughriders of Des Moines Roosevelt. That comes your way next on the Ottumwa Radio Sports Network.
Are you looking for someone to capture the special moments in life, such as senior photos, weddings, family portraits, baby pictures, or even your furry friends? Look no further than Lee's Photography in Ottumwa to schedule your appointment. Brian, Connie, and the staff at Lee's Photography have the knowledge and experience to capture your special moments and make your vision come to life. Visit them on Facebook to see the range of their work. Lee's Photography on East 2nd Street, across from the Courier in Ottumwa, for all your all-around photography needs.
Seasons change. Our priorities change. Your financial needs change. But there's one thing that remains consistent: our dedication to making your financial life easier together. So let's get to know each other, because together is better.
The Wood Iron Grill at the Oskaloosa Public Golf Course is your home for chef-inspired cuisines. This is Chef Michael, and I invite you to come discover the Wood Iron Grill. From the delectable food that we serve to the gracious hospitality that we provide, we are the destination for an unforgettable dining experience that promotes conversation, laughter, and friendships. Enjoy our warm atmosphere and our breathtaking panoramic views. If you're looking for extraordinary flavor and impeccable service, it doesn't get any better than the Wood Iron Grill, making memories one plate at a time. For hours and specials, like us on Facebook.
All roads lead to the new home of the realtors you've come to trust in our community, Bridge City Realty. Whether you're buying or selling property, contact our qualified staff of experienced professional salespeople at our offices, now located next door to Walgreens. We're right in the heart of Ottumwa at 301 West 4th, so stop by or call our new office line at 684-1234. Bridge City Realty, Southeast Iowa's #1 real estate agency.
It's time to choose the credit union with a new perspective. At Meridian Credit Union, we don't just see member profiles. We see people. People with goals. People who want to save more. People that we can help. That's why we offer financial services convenient to you. Great loan rates, online banking with bill pay, mobile banking, and credit cards. Join the many satisfied Meridian members today. See how our perspective can help you.
Meridian Credit Union, where it feels like home.
Get the small-town charm with real-world experience at William Penn University. Located in beautiful Oskaloosa, Iowa, William Penn is the perfect place to pursue your higher education. We offer a diverse selection of majors, including a 4-year nursing degree. And our state-of-the-art facilities offer the latest technology. With small class sizes and affordable tuition, William Penn is a great place to call home. Invest in your future at William Penn. Visit wmpenn.edu today to learn more and enroll.
You're watching your Ottumwa Bulldogs on the Ottumwa Radio Group Sports Network.
Ottumwa High football on KBIZ and on the live video stream. We're at Drake Stadium in Des Moines tonight. Ottumwa taking on Des Moines Roosevelt. The Roughriders are 1-1. Their head coach is Jarrett Barnett. He's in his second season, led them to a 5-4 mark a year ago. And yes, that is former Iowa State University quarterback Jarrett Barnett. He took over the program last year, and he started off by engineering a bit of history. In his second game, the Roughriders beat Waukee 19-3. That was the first win by a Des Moines public school over a suburban school since 2008. Des Moines public schools had lost 134 straight games to suburban schools until that Roosevelt victory over Waukee last year. As we said, they ended up the campaign at 5-4, but their fortunes took a turn for the worse in the offseason. All-State defensive back Jamison Patton signed to play at Iowa State, then decided to transfer to Ankeny to play his senior season, so he's now with the Hawks of Ankeny. Patton was also their quarterback, and the Riders have had to replace a leader, the same guy, but replace a leader on both sides of the ball. The results this season so far are mixed. They blasted Des Moines East in the opener for the second straight year, but last week Waukee took its revenge, pounding Roosevelt 31-13. The Rough Riders still have some veteran talent, especially on defense, but if their depth chart is to be believed, injuries might be an issue. We know for sure that their leading rusher through 2 games, Max Masucci, is not on the depth chart this week. He is not in full uniform and will not play tonight. Defensive back Tay Jackson was not on the depth chart either, but I did see him come out in uniform. And also nose tackle Roman Whitfield not on the depth chart after appearing in the first 2 games. We'll see if he plays or not tonight, but the Riders might be a little dinged up after that Waukee game last week. And their quarterback this year is Dominic Wade. He's already thrown 3 interceptions in 2 games, and that's something that the turnover-happy Ottumwa defense certainly hopes to exploit tonight here on the artificial turf at Drake Stadium. So that's your first look at the Rough Riders. Of course, these 2 teams met a year ago in Ottumwa. It was an easy Roosevelt win. We'll break that down for you and tell you how the recent series has gone between these 2 teams and in all other sports or conference foes. 3 minutes and we continue with the Bulldog football pregame show on the Ottumwa Radio Sports Network.
Protection is important, especially when you're talking about your dreams, which is why we're going to keep you covered with plans that can save you up to 23% when you bundle your home and auto. That's protection.
What do you look for when choosing a bank? One that's locally owned with fast and friendly service from neighbors who know your name? Are you looking for a bank that is growing and gives back to the communities it serves? Is the convenience of reliable online and mobile banking important to you? Do you need knowledgeable lending experts who make it easy and are empowered to say yes? We have it all at Iowa State Bank in Fairfield. Bank with us. myiowastatebank.com.
In Searcy, Arkansas, a young man says I love you for the first time, but his girlfriend doesn't quite hear. In Franklin, Tennessee, a boy encounters his first pickle. And in Kyle, Texas, after a mission for tots, cousins realize they're a long way from Kyle, Texas. One day, many people, millions of orders. This is Howie Sonic.
Seasons change. Our priorities change. Your financial needs change. But there's one thing that remains consistent. Our dedication to making your financial life easier together. So let's get to know each other, because together is better.
This is Nancy with Falvey Lumber. Come see the noticeable savings with the drop in lumber prices, just in time for all your fall projects. Whether you're building a new deck or remodeling that bathroom you've been putting off, Falvey Lumber has you covered for everything you need. We've got 2 convenient locations, Merino Avenue in Eddyville across from the BP, and on Clinton Street in Albia just off the southwest corner of the square. Check out the progress on our new showroom at the Eddyville location. The only locally owned lumber and hardware store on your list, Falvey Lumber and Hardware.
All roads lead to the new home of the realtors you've come to trust in our community, Bridge City Realty. Whether you're buying or selling property, contact our qualified staff of experienced professional salespeople at our offices, now located next door to Walgreens. We're right in the heart of Ottumwa at 301 West 4th, so stop by or call our new office line at 684-1234. Bridge City Realty, Southeast Iowa's #1 real estate agency.
You're watching your Ottumwa Bulldogs on the Ottumwa Radio Group Sports Network.
Ottumwa High football, Bulldogs on the road at Moines Roosevelt tonight. Jason Van Arkel with you here from Drake Stadium in Des Moines. A year ago, these two teams met at Schaefer Stadium, and it was a one-sided contest, Roosevelt winning 45-0. Ottumwa was only down 6-0 after a quarter, but then Roosevelt scored 27 in the second quarter to erase any doubt. One thing plaguing the Bulldogs that night, quarterback Tanner Shark was injured, did not play in that game at all. Ottumwa only attempted 6 passes the entire game. Now, most of the impact players from that game, most notably Roosevelt's Jameson Pattison, who's now at Ankeny, most of the impact players from that game are gone, but Ottumwa will need to slow down a couple of pass catchers for Roosevelt. A year ago, tight end George Williams had 5 catches for 87 yards, and wide receiver Peter Fenthodith had 4 catches for 73 yards. Now, these two teams used to meet every year when football schedules in Class 4A were determined by conference and not by district, and the Bulldogs won the last 4 meetings in 2008, 2009, 2010, and 2011. It was 2012 that they went from conferences to districts. The series renewed in 2016 and 17. Roosevelt won both of those matchups, including a matchup here in 2016, which ended the Roughriders' 2-year losing streak. Then, of course, Roosevelt won the game last year, but as we talked about, Jameson Patton, and it will be the last time we mention him. It's not about him anymore for Roosevelt, but Patton no longer a Rough Rider. He transferred to Ankeny. I have to admit, I'm not pleased with that decision by him, but it's his life and his decision. And, outside of playing Roosevelt, we certainly wish Roosevelt the best, and hopefully they represent Des Moines well going forward on their schedule this year. But we would like to be 3-0 tonight as well. So we'll continue on with the pregame show. Again, a 7 o'clock kickoff tonight, not 7:30. It's a little bit different than most of the rest of the season, so we're kicking off at 7. Right now we'll take a 3-minute timeout, come back and tell you one of the main factors in how Ottumwa's off to a 2-0 start. That comes your way next on the Ottumwa Radio Sports Network.
Hi, this is Lisa Bittner, Clinic Manager at Mercy One Ottumwa Family and Internal Medicine Clinic. We specialize in geriatrics, internal medicine, family practice, and we see patients of all ages. We have an entire pediatrics team ready to serve you year-round. We also have quick care walk-in available Monday through Friday from 7 to 5. From babies to grandparents and everything in between, we are here for you at Mercy One Ottumwa Family and Internal Medicine Clinic. Your best life, our one purpose. Visit mercy1.org.
At Line X of Ottumwa, we know your truck is much more than a vehicle to you. Whether you use it for work or play, a Line X spray-applied bedliner is ready for the long haul. Line X provides unmatched protection with a nationwide lifetime warranty. Want more for your truck? Line X carries accessories from WeatherTech, Bach Industry, Truxedo, Truck Gear, Lux, and Luverne Truck Accessories. The right parts and accessories to make your truck your truck. Everything is possible at Line X of Ottumwa.
Seasons change. Our priorities change. Your financial needs change. But there's one thing that remains consistent. Our dedication to making your financial life easier together. So let's get to know each other, because together is better.
Introducing Low Price Lockdown at Hy-Vee. We're locking down prices on hundreds of your favorite everyday items. Prices are locked down for months and months on major leading name brands. The products that you like, the products that you want, and products that you'll want to stock up on. And all of the prices are locked down until we unlock them and lower them even more. Low Price Lockdown, only at Hy-Vee.
Protection is important, especially when you're talking about your dreams, which is why we're going to keep you covered with plans that can save you up to 23% when you bundle your home and auto. That's protection.
The secret is out. You're invited to see the all-new scoring system at Champion Bowl.
The first bowling alley in Iowa to have the new bowler entertainment system.
Animated and themed scoring grids and backgrounds.
It keeps score for a variety of game types.
There's classic bowling, of course, as well as Build the Monster, Bowling Hood, Battle of the Lanes, and more.
You can also video chat with any of the staff right from your bowling station.
Come experience the brand new Champion Bowl in Ottumwa,
where bowling is now awesome.
You're watching your Ottumwa Bulldogs on the Ottumwa Radio Group Sports Network.
Ottumwa High football on KBIZ and on the live video stream, taking on Moines Roosevelt here in the capital city tonight. Ottumwa, as we mentioned, 2-0 for the first time since the 2015 season, when they actually started out 3-0. That third win, by the way, came on a field goal at the gun by Kane Brumbaugh in a 20-18 victory at Marshalltown. One huge factor in this year's fast start is turnovers. OHS has forced 6 turnovers through 2 games. They recovered a pair of fumbles at Oskaloosa, then added 3 interceptions and another fumble recovery against Fairfield. Just as importantly, the Bulldogs have only turned it over once themselves, and the one time they did, they immediately forced a fumble to take it right back on the next play. Not many teams in the state can boast a +5 turnover margin this early in the season. Now, will it continue? The opponents will get tougher, but if the Bulldogs keep forcing turnovers, they're going to stay in a lot of football games. Let's turn our attention now to tonight's out-of-town scoreboard. What are the other area schools doing on this third week of Friday night football? You've got a great matchup between 2 area teams tonight. Cardinals on the road at Davis County. Van Buren is on the road tonight. They travel to the Wise of Muscatine. Pekin hosting North Cedar. Albia travels to Central Lee. Centerville heads to Sigourney Keota. Eddyville, Blakesburg, Fremont at home to take on Pleasantville. Fairfield welcomes Fort Madison, and Oskaloosa is on the road at Burlington. We'll have an eye on that game because Ottumwa will host Burlington next week, and of course they've already beaten Oskaloosa. That's your out-of-town scoreboard for tonight, and if we happen to get any out-of-town scoreboard updates, we will pass them along over the course of the broadcast. All right, another 3-minute timeout, and we'll take a look at tonight's starting lineups on the Ottumwa Radio Sports Network.
It's time to choose the credit union with a new perspective. At Meridian Credit Union, we don't just see member profiles. We see people. People with goals. People who want to save more. People that we can help. That's why we offer financial services convenient to you. Great loan rates, online banking with bill pay, mobile banking, and credit cards. Join the many satisfied Meridian members today. See how our perspective can help you.
Meridian Credit Union, where it feels like home.
Are you in need of an electrician and wondering who to call? Call O'Brien Electric. I'm Steve O'Brien with O'Brien Electric with over 25 years of experience. We specialize in commercial and residential work in Ottumwa and surrounding area. We do solar work, including complete ground systems or roof mounted. All the paperwork for the power company is taken care of for you.
Call O'Brien Electric at 641-680-0327. That's 680-0327 for reputable quality electrical work.
Hi everyone, this is Karina Drummond with Reflection Studio in Ottumwa. We are a full-service salon offering hair, nail, brow, lash, facial, and waxing services. We also handle weddings, proms, and other large events with multiple person makeover sessions, so contact us early to get booked for your next event. We thank all of our loyal customers for your patronage and invite all newcomers to join our salon family. And remember, looking good doesn't happen by chance, it happens by appointment with Reflection Studio in Ottumwa. Like Reflection Studio on Facebook and visit reflectionstudio.com. That's Reflections with a Z.
Seasons change. Our priorities change. Your financial needs change. But there's one thing that remains consistent. Our dedication to making your financial life easier together. So let's get to know each other, because together is better.
Talking with someone about suicide or suicidal thoughts can be hard, but sometimes it's a necessary conversation to have. If you're concerned about someone and you've noticed a drastic change in behavior, ask the person directly if they are considering suicide. Research shows that asking the question directly helps the suicidal person feel at ease and less alone. For more information, call Southern Iowa Mental Health Center 24 hours a day, 844-430-8520.
All roads lead to the new home of the realtors you've come to trust in our community, Bridge City Realty. Whether you're buying or selling property, contact our qualified staff of experienced professional salespeople at our offices, now located next door to Walgreens. We're right in the heart of Ottumwa at 301 West 4th, so stop by or call our new office line at 684-1234. Bridge City Realty, Southeast Iowa's #1 real estate agency.
You're watching your Ottumwa Bulldogs on the Ottumwa Radio Group Sports Network.
Ottumwa High football on KBIZ and on the live video stream. If you're watching the live video stream, you can see the Moines Roosevelt Band is on the field here at Drake Stadium. That's Johnny Bright Field, by the way. So we know our national anthem is imminent. Supposed to do the starting lineups right now. Let's take a look at Ottumwa's offensive line. Matt Payne will get the start at left tackle with the injury to John Harden. Payne, 6'2", 200, a junior. Braden Larkin, a left guard, 5'10", 255, a sophomore. Gail Battress, 5'9", 205, a senior. At center, Kevin Moreno, 6'3", 260, a senior at right guard. Conrad Berninger, 6'4", 245, a senior at right tackle. It's time for the national anthem. We'll take a 2-minute timeout and return to the rest of the starting lineups on the Ottumwa Radio Sports Network.
Get the small town charm with real-world experience at William Penn University. Located in beautiful Oskaloosa, Iowa, William Penn is the perfect place to pursue your higher education. We offer a diverse selection of majors, including a 4-year nursing degree. And our state-of-the-art facilities offer the latest technology. With small class sizes and affordable tuition, William Penn is a great place to call home. Invest in your future at William Penn. Visit wmpenn.edu today to learn more and enroll.
Hi, this is Vince Tyson, General Manager with Citizens Mutual in Bloomfield, the area's premier broadband provider. Wapello County, we have heard your screams of frustration. You need reliable internet, and we are proud to expand high-speed fiber internet into Wapello County. Express your interest today by going to findmyfiber.mycmtech.com. Again, that's findmyfiber.mycmtech.com. We look forward to hearing from you and bringing you the very best internet service at Citizens Mutual, coming soon to Wapello County.
In Searcy, Arkansas, a young man says I love you for the first time, but his girlfriend doesn't quite hear. In Franklin, Tennessee, a boy encounters his first pickle. And in Kyle, Texas, after a mission for tots, cousins realize they're a long way from Kyle, Texas. One day, many people, millions of orders. This is Howie Sonic.
At Family First Chiropractic, it is our goal to get you and your family as healthy as possible and keep you healthy for the rest of your life. We deliver an elevated level of care for the entire family. We approach healthcare from a holistic view, incorporating multiple chiropractic techniques and physical therapy to ensure that our patients achieve the best results as fast as possible. We believe you deserve the best. A little preventative care now will eliminate pain management in later years. We want our kids to grow and live an active, healthy lifestyle. Get your family checked at Family First Chiropractic.
You're watching your Ottumwa Bulldogs on the Ottumwa Radio Group Sports Network.
Ottumwa High football on KBIZ and on the live video stream, getting close to kickoff here at Drake Stadium between your Bulldogs and Moines Roosevelt. Again, the starting offensive line for Ottumwa: Matt Payne at left tackle, Braden Larkin left guard, Gail Battress at center, Kevin Moreno right guard, Conrad Brenniger the right tackle. Tanner Shark, the quarterback, 5'10", 155, a senior, 11 of 24 passing, 127 yards, 1 touchdown, no interceptions, also a rushing touchdown. Starting halfback, Abaya Salema. He'll be lined up at wingback a lot, 5'8", 145, a senior, 244 rushing yards and 2 scores. Luke Gravey will start at the other wingback spot, 6'1", 170, a senior, 2 rushes, 17 yards, 1 reception, 8 yards. The fullback, Cooper Derby, 6'1", 200, a senior, 73 rushing yards and a touchdown. The wide receiver, William Howard, 5'11", 155, a senior, 1 catch, 17 yards. We'll see Javen Rominger in at wideout as well, 3 catches for 30 yards. The tight end, Braylon Griffiths, 5'10", 170-pound junior. The Bulldog defense in the 3-4. The defensive ends, Dylan Forney, 5'11", 240, a sophomore, Matt Payne, 6'2", 200, a junior. The nose tackle now, Demetrius Renteria Spoon, 6'3", 275, a junior. The outside linebackers, Braylon Griffiths and Mike Kane. Kane, 5'10", 170, a senior. The inside linebackers, Cam Maneri, 5'10", 205, a sophomore, and Cooper Derby. The cornerbacks, Ryan McKinnon, 5'4", 135, a senior, and Kobe Chantalavan, 5'7", 150, a sophomore. The safeties, Tanner Shark and Luke Gravey. As for the Roosevelt starting lineup, their offensive line, left tackle, Kenneth Craig, 6'1", 260, a senior. Left guard, Deacon Vazzi, 5'11", 220, a sophomore. The center, Sam Norris, 5'10", 215, a junior. Right guard, Drake Lidinsky, 6'2", 250, a junior. The right tackle, Muhammad Guma, 6'0", 225, a sophomore. Dominic Wade, their starting quarterback, 6'1", 170, a senior. 18 of 28, 195 passing yards, 3 touchdowns, 3 picks, also 29 rushing yards. Their normal starting running back, Max Masucci, is injured. He has 215 rushing yards in 2 games. He will not play tonight. Aiden Stepp, a 5'11", 150-pound sophomore, will get the start. 13 carries, 71 yards, 2 touchdowns through 2 games. 3 wide receiver set, Danny Diggins, 6'0", 165, a senior, 7 catches, 168 yards, 3 scores. Zion Spellman, 6'2", 165, 5 catches, 17 yards. And Peter Fanthadeth, 5 catches, 133 yards, 2 TDs. Fanthadeth, 5'6", 155, a senior. And the tight end for Roosevelt, George Williams, 6'4", 230, a senior, 4 catches for 13 yards. Before we get to the defense, the captains are meeting at midfield for the coin toss. The Roosevelt captains are Peter Fanthadeth, George Williams, and their defensive end, Isaac Garcia. Ottumwa's got Luke Gravey, Tanner Shark, should be Gail Battress, and Cooper Derby out there. The 5th captain, John Harden, is not all the way out to midfield. He's standing at the number on the far side of the 50-yard line. Again, Harden injured and out for the season, unfortunately. So Ottumwa looks like they'll go right to left in the opening quarter. And I'm waiting for the official signal as to who made what decision here. Roosevelt wins the toss and defers. So Ottumwa will choose to receive. So Bulldogs will get the ball first. As we look quickly at that Roosevelt defense, we told you that Isaac Garcia is one defensive end, 6'2", 220, a senior. The other defensive end, Aiden Nelson, 6'1", 200, a senior. George Williams is the nose tackle. They don't have a lot of guys who play both ways. They're a 3-3-5 formation. There are 3 linebackers. At the will linebacker, Jaquan Bradley, 6'0", 185, a senior. The Mike linebacker, Henry Claypool, 6'1", 190, a senior. The Sam linebacker, Caleb Christensen, 5'10", 185, a senior. 3 safeties. We believe they'll start Lester Fanfill, 6'1", 180, a junior. Eddie Fulton, 5'9", 155, a sophomore. And Bo Gostomski, 5'10", 160, a junior. Then at the cornerbacks, Braden Page, 5'9", 165, a junior. And Joshua Hines, 5'8", 155, a sophomore. It's a nice night for football. There's rain coming this weekend, but it won't arrive until the middle of the night. We'll have pleasant conditions for kickoff and for our entire game tonight. We'll get you game time conditions in just a few moments. Roosevelt heading out to kick it away. Their kicker is their wide receiver, Danny Diggins. He's also their punter, so he's about the only one they have to put a foot to the football. Ottumwa will send Abaya Salema and William Howard deep. And we're just about ready to get things underway here from Drake Stadium. Good to have you with us. Ottumwa 2-0, trying to get to 3-0 for the first time since 2015. Referee blows his whistle. Diggins approaches the ball for Roosevelt, puts a right foot to leather. It's a short pooch kick, and it's going to go out of bounds. Roosevelt nearly recovered that at the Ottumwa 31, but it went out of bounds before Roosevelt could gain possession. Ottumwa wasn't really ready for that. They caught a bit of a break there. Marcus Johnson for Roosevelt dove on the ball, but he was on the white. And so it is a kickoff out of bounds, and Ottumwa will get field position at the 35-yard line. Should be the 35-yard line, first down and 10, I would think. Or are they saying that Roosevelt touched the ball before it went out of bounds but didn't possess it, so it's not a kickoff out of bounds? Or no, now they will put it at the 35. They're still discussing this. The sticks are at the 35. The umpire is about to put the ball down at the 36. And he's also not putting it on the hash, but the hash marks on this field are the college hashes. Again, we're on Drake's field, so they're kind of estimating where the high school hashes are. So Ottumwa will start from its own 35, first down and 10. That took a lot more figuring out than it should have. Shark under center, wingbacks either side, Derby the fullback, wideouts to either side. Rominger wide left, Howard wide right. Salema in motion. Quick give, Cooper Derby up the middle. Nice hole out across the 40 and down to about the 42, make it the 43-yard line. Yeah, make it the 42. Gain of 7 on first down, first play from scrimmage for Ottumwa. Cooper Derby with the nice run. Hole opened up on the right side of that Ottumwa offensive line. Jaquan Bradley getting credit for the stop. Second down and 3. Shark again under center. Roosevelt bluffs the blitz. And they will again give it to Derby, and he won't, no, they depend on the spot. No, he won't quite have the first down. He was pulled back just shy of the 45, so it's a gain of 2. It'll be 3rd and inches for Ottumwa, just outside their own 44. If the nose tackle's not right over the center on this play, Ottumwa might just sneak it. Salema's going to line up in the slot right. So they're going to give this formation a passing look. Again, a bluff of a blitz, quick handoff to Derby, and he'll have the first down. Not by a lot, but he's across the 45-yard line as Cooper Derby carries it for the 3rd straight time, and he's got just enough, just past the 45. First down and 10. Cooper Derby now 3 carries for 10 yards. 79 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Our game time temperature. We've got a northwest wind at 12 miles an hour. And I believe Ottumwa's going, they're going into the wind. And Ottumwa jumped offside, a false start. And that'll back him up 5 yards. Roosevelt does a lot of jumping around at the line before the snap, and Ottumwa flinched on that one. If you're Ottumwa, you're telling the official, hey, make sure Roosevelt's not coming into the neutral zone. That's an automatic 5 yards the other way. 1st and 15. Counter give to Salema. A little bit of room, bounces it outside, breaks a tackle. He's across the 50 into Roosevelt territory. Gets a penalty yardage back and then some on that inside counter. Mark that at the 49-yard line. That is a gain of 11. And that'll bring up 2nd down and 4. So Ottumwa getting that run game established here on the opening drive. Howard wide left, short side of the field. Braylon Griffith's a tight end on the right side. Salema motions again. Quick give to Cooper Derby, and he plows his way ahead for a Bulldog first down inside the 45. Or they're marking this right at the 45, and there is a flag down, so hold everything. And the flag is back at the 49 of Roosevelt, and they're calling a chop block on Ottumwa. That is a tough penalty. That's a 15-yarder. That'll take it all the way back to the Ottumwa 36. That is a killer. It would have been first down and 10. Instead, it is second down and Ames. Second and 19 from the 36. Well, what do you have in the playbook here? Bulldogs with just one wide out. And back to pass is Shark. Time over the middle. Fires. Oh, it is dropped. Wide open was William Howard at the Ottumwa 45 on a crossing route. He would have had room to run. But he looked up before he had the ball secured, and that is a tough incompletion. At the very least, it would have been a manageable third down, and Howard had found a hole in the zone, and I think if he catches it and turns it upfield, he's got room to run. But not to be. Now third down and 19. And those are tough ones to swallow if you're Ottumwa. First the chop block on what would have been a first down, then a drop pass. Quick snap, Sharp back to pass. Lobs it out to the right. Salema. Oh, Salema was open, and it's overthrown incomplete. Abaya kind of pulled up on the route and then slapped his helmet as he realized he should have just kept running, and it is fourth down. A little bit of miscommunication there, and he was open. So if you're looking for anything encouraging there's some openings in the pass game for Ottumwa. Both of those passes, for different reasons, should have been completed. Instead, it's 4th and 19, and Ottumwa will have to punt. Salema will be the punter. He's averaging 32 yards a punt. And there was a fumble on the snap, and Roosevelt recovers it, so we never get the punt away. And Roosevelt will take over first down and 10 at the Ottumwa 34. Wow, the end of that drive could not have gone any worse for Ottumwa. 9:06 to go opening quarter. I'm not exactly sure what happened on that snap, but it ended up on the ground, and Roosevelt recovered it. Now their quarterback, Dominic Wade, in the shotgun. 2 wide left, 2 wide right, single back in the backfield. He motions that back out wide. It's a swing pass to the back, and that is incomplete. Intended for Aiden Stepp. I believe Cam Maneri would have been in there to pop him had he caught that ball. I'm a little surprised that Ottumwa didn't try to get on that ball. It was questionable, at least a little bit. Now our angle here, we're pretty much dead center, middle of the field, 50-yard line. Our angle, it looked like a forward pass, but it could have been argued at least that it might have been a backward pass, so I'm surprised nobody tried to get on that ball, but it was whistled dead, incomplete. 3 wide to the left on second down and 10. And they will hand off to Stepp. He breaks 1 tackle, and he'll be taken down after a 3-yard gain. There's a good job by the white jerseys of Ottumwa swarming to the football. Kobe Chantalavan in there along with Cooper Derby on the stop. Third down and 7. And this is a big play for the Ottumwa defense here. This is a lot like last week. They kept getting handed short fields to defend against Fairfield, and they did well enough to keep Ottumwa in the game until the offense could get things going. 3rd and 7 here. 2 wide left, 1 to the right. Wade in the shotgun. Single back behind him is Stepp. Gets a snap. It's a handoff draw play and a big halt for Stepp up the middle. First down and more inside the 20, and he's all the way down to the 16-yard line. A gain of 15 yards on a draw play on 3rd down and 7. And there wasn't a lot of deception to that. Wade stepped forward and handed the ball off, and now they're going to go quickly here. No huddle, first down and 10 in the red zone from the Ottumwa 16. 2 wide left, 1 to the right. Wade gets a snap. Play action, swing it out left, caught and hit immediately And taken down by Ryan McKinnon is wide receiver Peter Fanthadeth. Ryan McKinnon coming up and laying a lick on the senior wideout for the Rough Riders. And that will be no gain on the play, 2nd down and 10. So the first completion for Dominic Wade, but it goes for nothing. Now Roosevelt in the huddle. 16 on the play clock as they break the huddle. 2 wide left, 1 to the right. Tight end is an H-back on the right side. Single back in the backfield is Aiden Stepp. On the right hip, now the slot man in motion left to right. And it's a handoff to Stepp up the middle, and he's got a little bit of room inside the 15 down towards the 10. It'll be 3rd down and medium, about 3rd and 4 for the Rough Riders from the 10-yard line after a gain of 6 by Aiden Stepp. Roosevelt quickly to the line on 3rd down. 6:55 and counting first quarter. 2 wide right, 1 wide left. Wade the snap. Quick handoff, step to the right. He's hit and driven back and taken down by Luke Gravy, and that'll be shy of the first down by about a yard. Looked like Aiden Stepp had room to not only get the first down, maybe the touchdown, and then Luke Gravy hit him and said, no, sir. 4th down and 1 after the gain of 3. Roosevelt's going to go for this. Their field goal kicker, Danny Diggins, hasn't tried a field goal all year. He is 5 of 8 on extra points. Roosevelt, though, going to go for it here, and well, if Ottumwa gets a stop here, it's going to start feeling a little bit like last week. 4th and 1, though. 2 wide left, 1 to the right. Tight end on the right. Wade gets the shotgun snap. Play action, throws it into the end zone. Overthrown, incomplete. The tight end, George Williams, stumbled and fell down, and Ottumwa holds on downs. So the Bulldogs, their defense handed an awful break on a fumbled snap on a 4th down, what should have been a punt, but they end up keeping Roosevelt off the scoreboard. 6:02 to go first quarter. That's the good news. The bad news is Ottumwa, as they had to do much of last week, starting way back in their own territory. They're at their own 7. But Ottumwa was moving the ball well before the penalty set them way back on the first drive. Let's see if they can get the run game established again. Wideouts to either side, wing backs to either side. Shark back to pass, throws out of his end zone, incomplete. He overshot William Howard at about the 20-yard line. The deeper man, Javen Rominger, was on the other hash, the left hash, at about the 30, but I think that ball was just intended for Howard, too tall, 2nd down and 10. Shark was under a bit of pressure there. Was able to step into the throw, though, and just put a little too much mustard on it. No score. 5:57. Clock stopped on the incompletion. First quarter, 2nd down and 10 for Ottumwa from their own 7. Salema in motion. Quick give to Cooper Derby and a little bit of second effort there. The ball came out, but I think he was down. Yeah, Derby was down, and then the ball came out, so it's just a 2-yard run. Out to the 9, it'll be 3rd down and 8. We talked in pregame about how Ottumwa was +5 in turnover margin coming into the game. That fumbled snap on 4th down does end up being a turnover. Kind of unfortunate that they get charged for a turnover on a play where they're going to give the ball back anyway. And now Ottumwa 3rd down and 8 from their own 9. Shark play action, rolling out, looking downfield, throws, and incomplete. William Howard tried to come back to the ball, and it was broken up on the play. And I believe that young man is wearing a 19 for Roosevelt, and I don't have a 19 on the roster. Or is it 18? Ramsey Stager with the breakup. And so Ottumwa, after getting this stop on downs, goes 3 and out. They'll have to punt from inside the 10. Got to make sure you got a good snap here. Bad snap last week led to a safety. A bad snap in this game's already led to a fumble. Now Salema gets the punt away, avoids getting it blocked, had to kick it low, got a nice roll. It's out past the Ottumwa 40, but Roosevelt will again start in Ottumwa territory, this time at the Bulldog 41. 1st down and 10, 4:58 to go first quarter, no score. Ottumwa's defense bent but did not break. Roosevelt comes from the sideline. Rough Riders in navy jerseys, white pants, navy socks, white helmets. Rough Rider logo on the helmets in navy. Ottumwa in the road white jerseys, red pants, white helmets with the red stripe and the red O. 2 wide right, 1 to the left on first down and 10. Wade looking left now, rolling to his right, looking deep downfield. Got a man wide open and a caught pass and a touchdown for Peter Fanthadeth. Boy, the Ottumwa defensive backs down there on that rollout by Dominic Wade, they just let Fanthadeth roll right by them, and they get burned for the first score of the game. Well, that's something Ottumwa is going to need to correct quickly on the sideline once the defenders get back there. Looks like they have a different place kicker here than who we were led to believe would be the kicker. We'll try to read the number here. The snap is good. The kick is good. Wasn't the greatest kick, but it went through. And it's 7-0 Roosevelt, 4:48 first quarter, back in 30 seconds on the Ottumwa Radio Sports Network.
Berry Patch IT Services invites you to stop in. Let me, David Berry, assist you from fixes to upgrades on laptops, desktops, to keyboards. New or refurbished, I carry quality models and makes with a 90-day warranty. I customize from downloading Windows software to what you're looking for, whether for work or play. We have a passion for technology. Berry Patch IT Services at 313 East Main Street in downtown Ottumwa. Visit berrypatchitservices.com.
You're watching your Ottumwa Bulldogs on the Ottumwa Radio Group Sports Network.
Roosevelt needs just one play to go 41 yards, a touchdown pass from Dominic Wade to Peter Fanthadeth. The extra point was made by Luke Garcia, number 39. And the Rough Riders lead Ottumwa 7-0, 4:48 to go first quarter. Now the Rough Riders will kick it back to Ottumwa. They tried to pooch kick it to start the game and just barely went out of bounds. Ottumwa's got to be ready for that this time. And the ball falls off the tee, so we'll have to tee it up, and it looks like Roosevelt, well, are they going to have a player hold the ball? Not yet. I mean, it's windy out there. The flag on the flagpole down at the south end is blowing, and the ball comes off again. I think now they may have to hold it, and they'll call on a sophomore, Quentin Harrison, to hold the ball on the tee for their kickoff man, Danny Diggins. That wind has kicked up since kickoff. Diggins approaches it. Again, the pooch. Ottumwa's got someone over there this time. That's Donald Golek, who makes the catch, getting up the sideline across the 30. Hogtied there, and they're trying to rip the ball out, but Golek will not give it up. And so Ottumwa doesn't fall for the same thing twice. And they'll get pretty good field position. First down and 10 at their own 32. 4:40 to go first quarter, trailing 7-0. Ottumwa had driven into Roosevelt territory on the opening drive, but a chop block penalty set them back. Then a drop pass really killed that drive. Roosevelt drove inside the 10. Ottumwa stopped them on 4th and 1. Then the Bulldogs had to punt from the shadow of their own end zone, and Roosevelt hit a 41-yard touchdown pass in the first play of their second drive. Now Ottumwa has it for the third time. First down and 10, wideouts either side. Ball on the left hash, where the left hash would be if they had high school hashes on this field. And a quick give up the middle. Cam Maneri is in there to take the handoff, and not a lot of running room for the sophomore, just a yard. It'll be second down and 9 as he's tackled by the defensive end, Isaac Garcia. Bulldogs have one first down in this game, brought to you by Sonic Drive-In on North 63 in Ottumwa. Jamin Rominger, the wideout on the left. Braylon Griffiths, I believe, the tight end on the right. Second down snap, option play, and a flag comes in from the referee as, again, the handoff went to the first man through, Cam Maneri. He got across the 35 out towards the 37, but we'll check the flag. It came from the referee. And they're discussing this. The referee went to discuss it with the umpire. I'm not sure exactly what he was discussing. The referee made the call. And it is a personal foul. Another shot block or block below the waist on Ottumwa. Second personal foul penalty of the blocking variety on the Ottumwa offense here in the first quarter. And that penalty sets Ottumwa all the way back to the 22-yard line. Second down and, pardon me, it's inside the 20. That's down to the 17. Second down and 25. Two monster penalties against the Ottumwa offense, really hurting them in this first quarter. Shark under center. Gets a snap, back to pass. Deep down the middle for Rominger. Tipped and incomplete. As the safety, Eddie Fulton, leapt up and got a hand on that ball. If he doesn't, I think that ball hits Rominger in stride, and he had the cornerback beat. The deep safety, Fulton, who's not a tall guy at 5'9", 155, was able to elevate and get a fingertip on that football. Third down and 25. William Howard checks in for Ottumwa, so wideouts now on either side. Shark goes under center. Gets a snap, pitches it out to the right. Salema trying to get to the edge, cuts inside, makes one man miss. Now he's wrapped up by Jaquan Bradley and taken down for a short gain. It'll be 4th and long. Looks like he only got a yard. And make it 2 yards out to the 19. 4th down, and Salema will go back to punt. It's under heavy pressure on the first punt he actually got away. The first time he went out to punt, Ottumwa fumbled the snap. Second time he was under heavy pressure, but got away a pretty good punt out of his end zone. Low snap. Is he going to be able to get it away? Yes, he does, being dragged down from behind, but he got the punt away. It didn't go all that far, but it's out across the Ottumwa 35, and they'll mark it at the 39. Boy, Salema probably should have been tackled at around the 10-yard line after that low snap, but he managed, dropping the ball with just one hand, I think he still got away a decent punt. But Roosevelt still hasn't started a drive in its own territory. This is their third drive, and it starts at the Ottumwa 39. 2:50 to go first quarter. They lead 7-0. And the Bulldogs need to avoid getting burnt deep again like they did on the last Roosevelt offensive play. 3 wide right on first down and 10. Dominic Wade from the left hash gets a shotgun snap. Hands it to Aiden Stepp. Runs around the left side. Finds some room on the edge. He's finally tackled inside the 35. Cooper Derby was there. Of course he was. Gain of 6 on the play for Stepp. And it's 2nd down and 4. Someone needs to make a play here to turn the momentum in their favor. Right now, Roosevelt's feeling it. 3 wide right. Ottumwa faked a blitz, then backed out of it. And there's some movement. And I think Roosevelt's going to get called for a false start. They are. That helps. 2nd down and 4 becomes 2nd and 9. They'll move it back to the 38. Lights taking effect now here at Drake Stadium. It is a little weird to be playing a road game, but having the word Bulldogs in the end zone to our right. They'll stay in that 3 wide formation, all 3 to the right side. High snap. They get it down, hand off to Stepp up the middle. Breaking tackles. He's still running inside the 30. And finally, Ottumwa wraps him up. Tanner Shark slowed him down, but not before he got a first down to the 28-yard line, a gain of 10. As Ottumwa's tackling on that particular play at the point of attack was not up to snuff. Mike Kane a little bit slow to get up for Ottumwa, but he'll stay in the game, it appears, kind of limping. Trying to walk it off. Looked like he might have dinged that left heel a little bit. 1st and 10, Roosevelt from the Ottumwa 28. 1:35 and counting first quarter. They lead 7-0. 2 wide right, 1 to the left. Wade gets the snap. And quarterback keeper to the left off the fake handoff, and he'll get down inside the 20 to the 19, a gain of 9 as the defense got sucked in on the fake. And Roosevelt back into the red zone. Second down and 1. Roughriders taking their time in the huddle. They've got their 3rd string running back in the game now. That's Jaden Davison, a sophomore. Again, their starter, Max Masucci, injured and out tonight. Wade back to pass, scrambles right, throws in the flat, caught at the 10 by the tight end Williams, cuts to the 5 and into the end zone for the touchdown. George Williams, who had over 80 yards receiving against Ottumwa last year, catches the ball in the right flat at the 10. Ottumwa lost him in the zone, and he beats one man to his right, gets into the end zone for a 19-yard touchdown. .41 seconds to go opening quarter, and Ottumwa down 13-0 pending the extra point. The holder, Brady Palmer. I think this is Luke Garcia again. The kick is up, and the kick is good. Well, we'll double check that number. 14-0. We're back in 30 seconds on the Ottumwa Radio Sports Network.
Hey, it's Sam here, your Lisco sales rep. Summertime weather is just around the corner, so you know the drill. Construction is in full swing, and we have limited time to get your order on the list for this year. As you're prioritizing your goals for 2022, let's make you the priority. We can chat details about what would make your home or business data connection the most successful. To add or update your services, call me, Samantha Knoll, for your Lisco sales and account management. 641-209-5400, 209-5400, or visit us at lisco.com.
You're watching your Ottumwa Bulldogs on the Ottumwa Radio Group Sports Network.
Ottumwa now down 14-0. Roosevelt will kick it away again. Another pooch kick, a harder kick down to the 20, caught by, I think, Ryan McKinnon up to the 25, outside of the 30, and he'll be driven out of bounds. But Roosevelt's kicking it short, but Ottumwa's ready for it, and McKinnon with a nice kick return. Bulldogs take over first down and 10 at their own 36-yard line with 36 seconds to go in the opening quarter. Ottumwa facing its biggest deficit of the young season. They're down 14-0. They've been down by 13. That was against Oskaloosa, came back to 1. They were down by 9 a couple times to Fairfield, came back and won, but down 14 on the road to a Roosevelt team that was above 500 a year ago. Ball on the left side, left hash, or what would be the left hash if we had high school hashes here. Shark gives it to the fullback in a big hole. Camineri, 50, slips as he tried to cut back at about the Roosevelt 46. Boy, he was trying to cut back on the safety, Sutton, and if he'd beaten him, he'd have been gone, but the turf monster got Camineri. Big gain, though, for the sophomore. 20 yards as he's getting his first carries of the season. First down and 10 at Ottumwa in Roosevelt territory, and that'll be the final play of the first quarter. That first down brought to you by Sonic Drive-In on North 63 in Ottumwa. Bulldogs down 2 scores, but on the march. We're back in 1 minute on the Ottumwa Radio Sports Network.
Hey, nice job clearing the clog.
Thanks.
You know anybody who could repair the water damage in my basement?
Roto-Rooter does that.
Do you guys fix water heaters?
Roto-Rooter does that.
How about a leaky faucet?
We do that.
Disposal repair?
We do that.
I've got to run a few errands, but if you could finish up those pies, that'd be great. Thanks.
And away go troubles down the drain.
Pies? Okay.
It's time to choose the credit union with a new perspective. At Meridian Credit Union, we don't just see member profiles. We see people. People with goals. People who want to save more. People that we can help. That's why we offer financial services convenient to you. Great loan rates, online banking with bill pay, mobile banking, and credit cards. Join the many satisfied Meridian members today. See how our perspective can help you.
Meridian Credit Union, where it feels like home.
You're watching your Ottumwa Bulldogs on the Ottumwa Radio Group Sports Network.
Start of the second quarter, Ottumwa trailing on the road against Moines Roosevelt, 14-0 here at Drake Stadium. Jason Van Arkel with you tonight. Annie Argo, the on-site video producer. Brandon Drew, the radio producer, back at the KBIZ studios. First down and 10, Ottumwa from the Roosevelt 46 after the 20-yard run by Cam Maneri. Tanner Shark under center. Motions a wing back and another give to Maneri. Nope, he pitched it to the wing back instead, and that's the sophomore Kobe Chantalavon. And he's inside the 40. A good run for Kobe down to the 39, a gain of 7. Second down and 3. Pardon me, that was an 18-yard run to end the first quarter by Cam Maneri. Now a whistle before the second down play. And I don't see a flag on the field. I'm looking. I'm not sure why they've stopped play here. Our official does not have an on-field mic. So there's no way of knowing exactly what it is. They're looking at the scoreboard. Is there something? The clock says 11:26. That seems like it'd be about right. I don't know. Should the clock have stopped? Did they tackle Kobe out of bounds on that first down play? Or they've reset the clock to 11:45. I think our official does have a communication mic directly to the scoreboard operator, but we don't have a PA mic for the ref. But they've reset the clock to 11:36. So he must have gone out of bounds. Second down and 3 for Ottumwa from the Roosevelt 39. Shark sends Kobe in motion. And a give to Maneri, breaks a tackle, gets down the left side inside the 30, dragging tacklers out of bounds inside the 25-yard line. Cam Maneri running with purpose. And another Bulldog first down brought to you by Sonic Drive-In on North 63 in Ottumwa. That got all the way down to the 21-yard line. Gain of 13 for Cam Maneri. First and 10 Ottumwa from the Roosevelt 21, knocking on the door of the red zone. Wide receivers tied to the line, wing back in motion from the left, and another give up the middle. Maneri broke one tackle, but then the linebackers got him at the 20-yard line, just a gain of 1 for Cam. Second down and 9. So the Bulldogs now with the tip of the football in the red zone. Moving left to right here in the second half, north to south towards the end zone that says Bulldogs in blue and white, though, for Drake. But hey, we'll claim it. Shark, another quick give to Maneri. Big hole left side to the 10, to the 5. Touchdown! Cam Maneri from 20 yards out. And Ottumwa's on the board. So Maneri spelling Cooper Derby for a series at fullback, and what a series it was for the sophomore. Started with an 18-yard run, ended it with a 20-yard touchdown run, and Ottumwa's in business 14-6, penning the extra point by Juan Valdez. Luke Gravy, the long snapper, Mike Kane, the holder, Valdez, a left-footed kicker. Good snap, well, low snap, and the kick is still good. He got it up over the rushing defender, and it's 14-7, 10:48 second quarter. We're back in 30 seconds on the Ottumwa Radio Sports Network.
Protection is important, especially when you're talking about your dreams, which is why we're going to keep you covered with plans that can save you up to 23% when you bundle your home and auto. That's protection.
You're watching your Ottumwa Bulldogs on the Ottumwa Radio Group Sports Network.
The girls cross-country team appreciates your support on and off the course. Reminder that the drawing will be held.
Ottumwa goes 64 yards in 5 plays, took 1 minute and 48 seconds off the clock. Cam Maneri caps off a drive that was almost all him with a 20-yard touchdown run. He carried the ball 4 of the 5 plays on that drive. The extra point by Valdez Gooden, and Ottumwa was down just at score 14-7. Also nice to see us put points on the board after Roosevelt shut us out a year ago. Now Valdez will kick it back to the Roughriders. 2 men deep for Roosevelt. And Valdez launches it high end over end, and that will carry all the way into the end zone for the touchback. So with the wind at his back, Valdez launches one. And Roosevelt will start a drive in its own territory for the first time. First down and 10 at the 20, 10:48 to go until halftime. So, here's an important drive for the Ottumwa defense. You've given up scores on consecutive drives by Roosevelt, but your offense just got one back, and now for the first time all game, there's more green behind you than there is in front of you. Get a stop, get the ball back, go down and score again, and all of a sudden, the whole feeling of this game has changed. Roosevelt had all the energy and the momentum early, but now Ottumwa has made an answer. Can the defense keep the momentum going? Wade in the shotgun. Motions a slot man right to left. Gets a snap. Quarterback keeper, and he's not going to find a whole lot of room, as the timing on that play was a bit off from the start for Roosevelt, and Ottumwa made him pay. Only a gain of about a yard for Dominic Wade, 2nd down and 9. Well, maybe they gave him 2. 2nd down and 8 1/4. Roosevelt ran a little bit of hurry up earlier in the game. They're taking their time in the huddle now. 2 wide right, 1 wide left. Wade again in the shotgun. Gets the snap, a whistle. I think we're going to have a false start. Wade clapped his hands, and the ball didn't come right away. Somebody moved. The side judge conferring with the referee. And they're actually going to say Ottumwa moved. So it's encroachment. And 2nd down and 8 will become 2nd down and 3. And the penalties are a problem for Ottumwa tonight. We've had 2 chop blocks called against the Bulldogs. Those plays killed the drives in which they happened. And now 2nd and long becomes 2nd and short for Roosevelt. 2 wide right, 1 to the left. Snap and play action, and the pass behind the intended receiver. Danny Diggins out on the left side for the offense, incomplete. Ryan McKinnon in coverage. Wade faked the handoff, tried to flip it out to Diggins left side, missed him badly. And it is 3rd down and 3. Well, if the Ottumwa defense can overcome the penalty and get a stop on this play and get the ball back, 9:51 on the clock, 2nd quarter. Ottumwa down 14-7. They'll send 2 wide right, 1 to the left. Wade gets the shotgun snap, back to pass, fires over the right side, caught right at the 30, breaking a tackle and getting the first down. I think is the big tight end, George Williams. Yep. Ottumwa had a defender there, but they just couldn't get him on the ground in time. Cooper Derby finally came over to assist on the stop, but out to the 34-yard line. A gain of 7 and a Rough Rider first down. 3 wide left on 1st and 10. Bulldogs show blitz. Here it comes. It's a handoff to the right away from the blitz. I gave it to Aiden Stepp, and he found some running room on the short side of the field towards the Ottumwa sideline, but got run out of bounds after maybe a 4-yard gain. Cam Maneri in on that stop. Gain of 4 out to the 38, 2nd down and 6. Roosevelt comes to the line. 2 wide left, wide side of the field, 1 wide out to the right. And Ottumwa jumped into the neutral zone trying to time the snap. Luke Gravy came across. He said that the Roosevelt player flinched first, but I'm not thinking he's going to win the argument here. And indeed, he did go first, so it's on Ottumwa. Ottumwa was trying to apply some pressure off the edge. The problem, at least on that play, was, and actually on the earlier encroachment as well, when Dominic Wade claps his hands for the snap, the ball doesn't come right away. They wait another beat, and then they snap it, and Ottumwa a couple times has been a little too anxious to come after him. So it's 2nd down and 1 from the Roosevelt 43. Tight end motioning left to right. And the handoff will go to Stepp up the middle. Big hole, breaks a tackle into Ottumwa territory. And it's a first down for Roosevelt to the 48 of the Bulldogs.
Number 6, the ball carrier for the Rough Riders, Stepp.
They'll mark it at the 47, so that's a gain of 10 for Stepp. 9:10 on the clock, 2nd quarter. Roosevelt into Ottumwa territory. First down and 10 at the 47. They lead Ottumwa 14-7. Two wide left, 1 to the right. Wade gets the snap. Handoff up the middle. Another, well, not as big a hole as I thought for Stepp, as hanging on for dear life was Cam Maneri around his legs. Stepp able to get inside the 45 and down to the 43, a gain of 4, 2nd down and 6. Roosevelt just put in a methodical drive together. Ottumwa had 1 third down chance to get him off the field, but a couple of encroachment penalties have given Roosevelt 2nd and short and 3rd and short opportunities on this drive. The Bulldogs need to find a way to stiffen up a bit here. 2nd down, a high snap. Brings it down, quarterback keeper up the middle, and Wade broke 1 tackle, then got taken down at the 40-yard line. A gain of 3, 3rd down and 3 coming up. And you get the feeling now, 8 minutes to go until halftime. With Roosevelt, they probably don't think they can run 8 more minutes off the clock with only 40 yards between them and the end zone, but you're thinking they'd still like to keep it methodical here, run some clock down. They do get the ball to start the second half so that they can score and not give Ottumwa enough time to come back down the field. Then everything's in their favor. 3rd down and 3 here, 2 wide left, 2 wide right. Quarterback keeper finds room to the right side, first down inside the 35. They motioned the back out to the left. You thought maybe it'd be that swing pass again, but instead Wade took off and found room around the right side down to the 28-yard line. Pardon me, the 33-yard line. Didn't get as far as I thought. Gain of 7 for Wade. First down and 10. Slot man motioning left to right. Handoff up the middle. That is Jaden Davison getting his first carry, the sophomore. Inside the 30, down to the 28, so that's a gain of 5. Second down and 5. Again, Roosevelt taking its time, a very deliberate drive down the field. This drive started at the 10:48 mark. It's already consumed over 4 minutes. 2 wide left, 1 to the right, tight end on the right, single back in the backfield, second down and 5. Wade with the snap. Play action, throws it over the middle, and it's incomplete. Roosevelt wanted a flag there. No flag is thrown as some contact at the ball arrive intended for the tight end, George Williams. A couple of white shirts there in coverage. And it's third down and 5. Another chance for Ottumwa here to maybe get the defense off the field here, although from here I'm positive Roosevelt would go for it if they didn't gain a yard. I think the only way you make a Roosevelt punt is you get a big sack or something. Third down and 5 and kind of a short 5. 3 wide to the left. They're almost out of time. They snap it with 1 second. Play action. Williams under pressure, chased out to his right, pumping, steps up, throws it, and it is intercepted. And a flag comes down where the ball was picked off. I think it's picked off. They mark it at the 21. Ottumwa picked it off. There's a flag there as well. Heavy pressure on Dominic Wade. Threw up a jump ball. I'm not sure who got it. But what is the flag here? Ineligible downfield on Roosevelt. That's declined. Ottumwa takes over. They get the interception, and the Bulldog turnover bug strikes again. First down and 10 Bulldogs at their own 21. 6:07 to go until halftime. Still plenty of time to go back down the field. And Roosevelt thought they were going to march their way into the end zone, but on third down, Dominic Wade under heavy pressure throws up a prayer, and the prayer is answered for the Bulldogs. Shark under center, wideouts to either side, ball on the left hash, wingbacks to either side. I think Cooper Derby is back at the fullback spot. And he gets the handoff, and not a lot of room there at all. Got a yard if he's lucky, second down and 9. Ottumwa will keep pounding that fullback give up the middle. Now, it worked great last drive with Cam Maneri, ended up scoring a touchdown. But even if it's not getting a lot of yards, Ottumwa will keep doing that in the first half. Then in the second half, you'll see more of the action off of that. Wing back in motion, Shark back to pass, steps up, throws it over the middle, and it's behind William Howard, incomplete.
Pass is incomplete. Intended for number 6, William Howard.
Shark had a hand in his face as he tried to make that throw. Clock stops, 5:29 second quarter, third down and 9 from the Ottumwa 22 for the Bulldogs. You can tell Ottumwa's idea in the passing game is to get the ball out of Tanner's hands quickly. What will they try here on third and 9? Wing back in motion, Shark back to pass under pressure, throws it out, a leaping catch by Salema. Can he fight his way to the sticks? Yes, he can. Dragging tacklers across the 30 and out to the 33-yard line. Shark had Jaquan Bradley flying at him on the blitz, but Tanner got the throw off on the crossing route to the wingback Salema. Gain of 11, first down and 10. Out to the Bulldog 33, and now 5:13 and counting until halftime. See if Ottumwa can get into a rhythm here. Roosevelt was up 14-0 in this game. The Bulldogs only down a touchdown right now and hopefully on the march. First down play. And the quick give to the fullback doesn't gain much. Cooper Derby. I don't believe he got anything. He might have even lost a yard. He lost about a half a yard at least. We're going to call it no gain. Second down and a long 10. Cam Maneri will check in for Derby at fullback. Ball on the right hash. Wideouts to either side. Shark under center. And it's an option left. And up the left side, making a nice move by Salema. Flag comes in at the end as Salema is decked at about the 38, 39-yard line. Let's see what the laundry is. The flag's at the 35. Aiden Nelson gets credit for the stop here, but we're waiting on the flag. And we've got an illegal block in the back on Ottumwa. Another potentially drive-killing penalty for OHS. That'll take it back to the 25-yard line. And it'll be second down and 18. 4:10 and counting. It would not surprise me now if Ottumwa ran the ball twice and either ran some clock down or at least forced Roosevelt to use a couple of timeouts. But we'll see. Third time Ottumwa's had second and very long in this game. The first two times they tried some passes down the field. And before anything happens here, we've got whistles again. And Ottumwa needs a timeout. Brought to you by Marvin Borey with Shelter Insurance in Ottumwa. Back in 30 seconds on the Ottumwa Radio Sports Network.
What do you look for when choosing a bank? One that's locally owned with fast and friendly service from neighbors who know your name? Are you looking for a bank that is growing and gives back to the communities it serves? Is the convenience of reliable online and mobile banking important to you? Do you need knowledgeable lending experts who make it easy and are empowered to say yes? We have it all at Iowa State Bank in Fairfield. Bank with us. MyIowaStateBank.com.
You're watching your Ottumwa Bulldogs on the Ottumwa Radio Group Sports Network.
Ottumwa High football coming out of its first time out, 3:49 to go second quarter. They trail Roosevelt 14-7. Bulldogs facing second out and 18 from their own 25 after a block in the back penalty. Ottumwa assistant coach Tyler Clubb telling me during the timeout that it was Kobe Chantalavan that had the interception that ended the previous Roosevelt drive. Now Shark under center, ball in the right hash. Wing back motions. And it's a give back the other way to Salemi. He's got a crease across the 35, dragging tacklers across the 40. Boy, he almost got free out to the 41-yard line. And all of a sudden, second down and 18 becomes third down and 2. A gain of 16 for Abaya Salema. That was a nifty little wrinkle. Wing back fakes motion one way. And then gets a handoff going the other on a little counter. Third down and 2. Shark under center. And a give to Maneri. Right side, first down and more. Outside the 45, 50, 45, 48. He's chopped down from behind by the safety at about the 38-yard line. And if he's not hit there by Eddie Fulton, I don't think anybody would have hit Cam Maneri. Another huge gain for Maneri at fullback into Roosevelt territory. A gain of 21. Maneri's got gains of 21, 20, and 18 in this game. A huge first half for the sophomore. He's at fullback on first down and 10. And they give it on the counter to Salema. That play took a little longer to develop than normal. He still got inside the 35 down to the 33, a gain of 5. The timing on that looked a little bit off, but Salem is good at making something out of nothing. Second down and 5. 2:15 to go until halftime. Now you're thinking Ottumwa wants to manage the clock effectively here. They still have 2 timeouts. 13 on the play clock as they line it up. Clock down to 2 minutes, the game clock. You can take your time here, but don't want to be too lackadaisical. Another give him an area, another hole on the left side, inside the 25, puts his head down and plows his way ahead near the 20, probably about the 22-yard line. Gain of 11 for Cam Maneri. Boy, if he keeps this up, he's going to have an incredible night. Minute 40 and counting. First down and 10 Ottumwa at the Roosevelt 22, trailing 14-7. Trying to put a tying touchdown on the board before half. Shark under center. Give on the counter to Salema, makes a man miss, tries to cut to the outside, accelerates to the 15, cuts back at the 10, and he's dragged down at the 9-yard line. Boy, the juke he put on the first defender there, the guy's picking up laundry behind him. First down and goal for Ottumwa. Clock stopped for the moment, minute 16 remaining in the half, just inside the 10 at the 9. Gain of 13 for Abaya Salema. Ottumwa gashing holes in this Roosevelt defense. And now a timeout on the field. I'm not sure. It's a timeout for Roosevelt. They stopped the clock with a minute 12 to go until the half. Timeout brought to you by Marvin Boyer with Shelter Insurance in Ottumwa. We're back in 30 seconds on the Ottumwa Radio Sports Network.
What can be better than getting two things under one roof? Visit us at the Coal Palace Cafe and the Candy Caboose, located at 226 West Main Street in Ottumwa. Try something from our fresh, made-in-house menu of soups, sides, sandwiches, and more. Short on time? Call in an order to go. Walk right down the hall and get your sweet tooth fix at the Candy Caboose. Delicious old-school candy. Your purchase helps our neighbors with disabilities learn valuable job skills. Visit us at the Coal Palace Cafe and Candy Caboose.
You're watching your Ottumwa Bulldogs on the Ottumwa Radio Group Sports Network.
One minute, 12 seconds to go until halftime. Ottumwa trailing Roosevelt 14-7, but the Bulldogs have the ball first and goal at the Rough Rider 9. Roosevelt just used its first timeout. Both teams have 2 timeouts remaining. You got to think Roosevelt used that timeout just to try to give their defense a break. They've been getting gashed on the ground this whole drive. Let's see what Ottumwa can do with the benefit of a timeout that they didn't have to call. Shark under center, single wide out to the right is Howard. Wing back motions right to left to give to Maneri, and this one is stuffed. First time Cam hasn't had any room at all. And he'll lose 2 back to the 11, and that means another timeout is called. And Ottumwa took the timeout. Minute 3 to go until the half. Back in 30 on the Ottumwa Radio Sports Network.
Seasons change. Our priorities change. Your financial needs change. But there's one thing that remains consistent. Our dedication to making your financial life easier together. So let's get to know each other, because together is better.
You're watching your Ottumwa Bulldogs on the Ottumwa Radio Group Sports Network.
Coming out of Ottumwa's second timeout, brought to you by Marvin Boyer with Shelter Insurance in Ottumwa. Bulldogs facing second and goal from their 10 after a loss of 1 by Cam Maneri on first down. Shark pitches it left to Kobe Chanthavon. He's got a block, cuts it outside at the 5, back inside, trying to dance into the end zone. Touchdown! Kobe Chanthavon into the end zone from 10 yards out. A bobbing, weaving run, got a nice block at the end. And the Bulldogs are an extra point away from tying this game with 54 seconds to go until halftime. Boy, Roosevelt had all the momentum in the opening quarter. And now Ottumwa has taken it back. Valdez for the extra point to tie it. Low snap, they get it down, kick is up. And the kick is good. We're tied at 14 and we're back in 30 seconds on the Ottumwa Radio Sports Network.
Berry Patch IT Services invites you to stop in. Let me, David Berry, assist you from fixes to upgrades on laptops, desktops to keyboards. New or refurbished, I carry quality models and makes with a 90-day warranty. I customize from downloading Windows software to what you're looking for, whether for work or play. We have a passion for technology. Berry Patch IT Services at 313 East Main Street in downtown Ottumwa. Visit berrypatchitservices.com.
You're watching your Ottumwa Bulldogs on the Ottumwa Radio Group Sports Network.
After the interception by Kobe Chantalavan, the Bulldogs need 11 plays to go 79 yards, 5:13 off the clock. Chantalavan finishes it off with a 10-yard touchdown run, the extra point by Valdez good, and it is a new ball game. Ottumwa 14, Roosevelt 14, 54 seconds to go until halftime here at Drake Stadium. Juan Valdez will kick it back to the Roughriders. His last one went into the end zone. This one high end over end, and it will do the same thing, a touchback. Out the back of the end zone, big kick by Valdez. And let's see how aggressive Roosevelt wants to be. Starting from their own 20, with only 54 seconds to work with, the Roughriders do have 2 timeouts. Roosevelt coaching staff instructing the officials to set the ball on the left hash to begin the possession. If you're Ottumwa here, job number 1, don't get beat deep. That first touchdown the Roughriders scored was on a deep ball where Ottumwa had 2 defenders on one side and they both let the receiver run right by them. Dominic Wade in the shotgun gets the snap, hands it off, big hole for Aiden Stepp out across the 30 before he's chopped down by Tanner Shark. Roosevelt a quick timeout with 47 seconds to go. They get the first down, a 10-yard gain. And now a 30-second timeout brought to you by Marvin Boyer with Shelter Insurance in Ottumwa. We'll be back on the Ottumwa Radio Sports Network.
In Searcy, Arkansas, a young man says I love you for the first time, but his girlfriend doesn't quite hear. In Franklin, Tennessee, a boy encounters his first pickle. And in Kyle, Texas, after a mission for tots, cousins realize they're a long way from Kyle, Texas. One day, many people, millions of orders. This is Howie Sonic.
You're watching your Ottumwa Bulldogs on the Ottumwa Radio Group Sports Network.
First down to 10, Roosevelt from their own 30, 47 seconds left in the half. Dominic Wade gets the snap back to pass, looking left, throws it left, and a leaping catch by Danny Diggins. He'll step out of bounds right around the first down marker at the 40-yard line on the near side. And that is 10 yards and a first down. Roosevelt will keep that final timeout for now. Again, their field goal kicker, their place kicker, Danny Diggins, or has been Danny Diggins. He's not kicking extra points tonight. I don't believe they've got a lot of faith in a field goal kicker. Wade gets a snap, throws it over the middle, leaping catch. Oh, by the tight end, George Williams, and he is planted by Luke Gravy, shy of the first down. That'll keep the clock moving. It's a gain of 9. That's an important stop right there. Roosevelt in the hurry up, 30 seconds left and counting. Wade gets the snap, looking right, throws it out to the flat, incomplete, intended for Peter Fanthadeth, and it'll be 3rd and 1 as the clock stops with only 22 seconds left. So if Roosevelt doesn't score on this drive, that tackle by Luke Gravy in the middle of the field and shy of the sticks kept the clock moving with no delay. Roosevelt forced into an incompletion in the hurry-up, and now 3rd down and 1. And, they want to get the first down, but if they just plunge it ahead for a yard and have to waste that timeout, they'll only have 18 or 19 seconds left. So Ottumwa can't get beat deep here. They want to run for it, let him. Third down, Wade back to pass. Here comes the pressure. Thrown out to the right and caught on the sideline by Diggins on the far side, out of bounds at the 42, a gain of 9. 17 seconds left. Rough Riders still have a timeout. Still 42 yards away from pay dirt. Game tied at 14. All now on the right side. 2 wide left, 2 wide right. Ottumwa looks like they're still playing a shell over the top, not wanting to let anybody get behind him. Play action, Wade back to pass, pumps, he's hit and he will be sacked back outside the 45 of the 46. And Roosevelt's going to have to use its last timeout. They'll give that sack. They say Demetrius Renteria Spoon got in there. I thought Matt Payne was in there as well. Either way, a huge sack. 9 seconds to go. We're back in 30 seconds on the Ottumwa Radio Sports Network.
At Line X of Ottumwa, we know your truck is much more than a vehicle to you. Whether you use it for work or play, a Line X spray-applied bedliner is ready for the long haul. Line X provides unmatched protection with a nationwide lifetime warranty. Want more for your truck? Line X carries accessories from WeatherTech, Bach Industry, Truxedo, Truck Gear, Lux, and Luverne Truck Accessories. The right parts and accessories to make your truck your truck. Everything is possible at Line X of Ottumwa.
You're watching your Ottumwa Bulldogs on the Ottumwa Radio Group Sports Network.
Nine seconds left. Roosevelt should be out of timeouts. The scoreboard still says 1. I think the side judge was trying to tell the scoreboard operator that Ottumwa should still have a timeout left. Roosevelt should have none. The scoreboard says the opposite, but Roosevelt, I'm sure, just used its last timeout. At any rate, 9 seconds left. Ball at the 45, loss of 3, 2nd and 13 after the huge sack. Wade rolling out to his left, trying to buy time. Wants to throw it deep down the left side, and that is tipped and incomplete. Javen Rominger broke it up. Intended for the big tight end, George Williams. Still 4 seconds on the clock. And now Roosevelt with time for just one last heave. Tale of 2 quarters. Roosevelt dominated the first quarter. Led 14-0. But Ottumwa scored 2 touchdowns of its own here in the second, and we're tied at 14, and we'll stay that way going to halftime unless Roosevelt can pull a miracle out here. Bulldogs have a lot of guys deep. Wade back to pass, throws it in the flat, incomplete behind his intended receiver, and we have hit halftime in an entertaining ball game. Ottumwa 14, Roosevelt 14. Let's take 30 seconds, or not 30 seconds, we'll take 3 minutes, come back and begin the halftime show on the Ottumwa Radio Sports Network.
It's time to choose the credit union with a new perspective. At Meridian Credit Union, we don't just see member profiles. We see people. People with goals. People who want to save more. People that we can help. That's why we offer financial services convenient to you. Great loan rates, online banking with bill pay, mobile banking, and credit cards. Join the many satisfied Meridian members today. See how our perspective can help you.
Meridian Credit Union, where it feels like home.
The secret is out. You're invited to see the all-new scoring system at Champion Bowl.
The first bowling alley in Iowa to have the new bowler entertainment system.
Animated and themed scoring grids and backgrounds.
It keeps score for a variety of game types.
There's classic bowling, of course, as well as Build the Monster, Bowling Hood, Battle of the Lanes, and more.
You can also video chat with any of the staff right from your bowling station.
Come experience the brand new Champion Bowl in Ottumwa,
where bowling is now awesome.
This is Nancy with Falvey Lumber. Come see the noticeable savings with the drop in lumber prices, just in time for all your fall projects. Whether you're building a new deck or remodeling that bathroom you've been putting off, Falvey Lumber has you covered for everything you need. We've got 2 convenient locations, Merino Avenue in Eddyville across from the BP, and on Clinton Street in Albia just off the southwest corner of the square. Check out the progress on our new showroom at the Eddyville location. The only locally owned lumber and hardware store on your list, Falvey Lumber and Hardware.
Introducing Low Price Lockdown at Hy-Vee. We're locking down prices on hundreds of your favorite everyday items. Prices are locked down for months and months on major leading name brands. The products that you like, the products that you want, and products that you'll want to stock up on. And all of the prices are locked down until we unlock them and lower them even more. Low Price Lockdown, only at Hy-Vee.
Protection is important, especially when you're talking about your dreams, which is why we're going to keep you covered with plans that can save you up to 23% when you bundle your home and auto. That's protection.
It's time to choose the credit union with a new perspective. At Meridian Credit Union, we don't just see member profiles. We see people. People with goals. People who want to save more. People that we can help. That's why we offer financial services convenient to you. Great loan rates, online banking with bill pay, mobile banking, and credit cards. Join the many satisfied Meridian members today. See how our perspective can help you.
Meridian Credit Union, where it feels like home.
You're watching your Ottumwa Bulldogs on the Ottumwa Radio Group Sports Network.
We are at halftime at Ottumwa High Football, 1240 AM, 102.7 FM KBIZ, the live video stream on the Ottumwa Radio Group Facebook page. Here at Drake Stadium in Des Moines, and Ottumwa and Roosevelt, an entertaining first half, tied at 14 as we head to recess. It was all Roosevelt in the first quarter. Ottumwa had some drives killed by big penalties, and Roosevelt would eventually make Ottumwa pay. The Bulldogs actually ended their first drive by fumbling away the punt snap on fourth down, but then Ottumwa would get a fourth down stop inside the 10-yard line. Bulldogs would only gain 2 yards, have to punt, and then on the first play of their second drive, Roosevelt quarterback Dominic Wade hit wide receiver Peter Fanthadeth for a 41-yard touchdown pass. That made it 7-0 Roosevelt, 4:48 to go first quarter. The Bulldogs would punt again after another drive-killing penalty. Roosevelt would come right back down the field. Another short field. Only had to go 39 yards on the drive, and it ended with a 19-yard touchdown pass from Wade to tight end George Williams. That made it 14-0 Roughriders, only 41 seconds left in the quarter. But then Ottumwa responded, got the ball back, went down the field, 64 yards in 5 plays. Cam Maneri, the second-string fullback tonight, had a huge first half. He ran it in from 20 yards out to finish the drive, and that made it 14-7, 10:48 left in the half. Roosevelt was driving to reestablish a 2-score lead, but on a third down play, Wade rolled out under heavy pressure, threw up a prayer, and it was intercepted by Kobe Chanthalavan. That set up the Bulldogs on their own 21, and they chewed up most of the rest of the half. A 5-minute, 13-second drive covering 79 yards, and Chanthalavan would finish what he started, a 10-yard touchdown run to tie the game at 14. Roosevelt would drive into Ottumwa territory, but a big sack set them back, and a couple of incompletions would end the half. So Ottumwa 14, Roosevelt 14, a lot better than last year when Ottumwa lost to the Roughriders 45-0. And it's anybody's game as we get ready for the second half. Right now we'll take a 3-minute timeout, then get an update from Radio Iowa News, Radio Iowa Sports. We'll be back with the first half stats after that, and to get you ready for the start of the second half. Bulldogs at Drake Stadium against Des Moines Roosevelt, tied at 14, so keep it right here on the Ottumwa Radio Sports Network.
Ottumwa Glass, located on Gateway Drive in Ottumwa, is your one-stop for all glass repair and installation. This time of year, your windshield has plenty of things thrown at it: pebbles, birds, and the occasional flying deer. Well, if you've had this happen to your vehicle, bring it to Ottumwa Glass for free estimates of your repair or replacement. If Bambi has made it impossible, they will come to you with guaranteed quality workmanship. They do home, commercial, and farm glass work as well. Ottumwa Glass on Gateway Drive across from O'Hara Hardware in Ottumwa, your full-service glass repair shop.
What do you look for when choosing a bank? One that's locally owned with fast and friendly service from neighbors who know your name? Are you looking for a bank that is growing and gives back to the communities it serves? Is the convenience of reliable online and mobile banking important to you? Do you need knowledgeable lending experts who make it easy and are empowered to say yes? We have it all at Iowa State Bank in Fairfield. Bank with us. MyIowaStateBank.com.
Looking to add value to your property? Looking for a top-rated local business? An easy way to do that is to have a fence installed. This is Jared with Pierce Fence Company. Whether you want a fence to keep your animals safe or a privacy fence to keep others out, Pierce Fence can install many different types of commercial, industrial, or residential fences. At Pierce Fence, we strive for excellence, safety, and quality. Give us a call today and find out why we lead the industry for all your fence projects in Southeast Iowa. You can count on our team here at Pierce Fence Company to get the job done right. Like us on Facebook or visit us at piercefenceco.com.
Seasons change. Our priorities change. Your financial needs change. But there's one thing that remains consistent: our dedication to making your financial life easier together. So let's get to know each other, because together is better.
For excellence in auto body work and paint jobs, there is only one place to go: R&K Body Pros. They pride themselves on being a local business who puts their customers first. Not only do they do quality work, they do estimates, insurance jobs, and will work with clients on deductibles. If you are in an accident, see R&K Body Pros to get your car back to normal. They work with all insurances, making sure you're happy with your outcome. Excellence is what you can expect when you work with R&K Body Pros at 315 East 2nd Street in downtown Ottumwa.
In Searcy, Arkansas, a young man says I love you for the first time, but his girlfriend doesn't quite hear. In Franklin, Tennessee, a boy encounters his first pickle. And in Kyle, Texas, after a mission for tots, cousins realize they're a long way from Kyle, Texas. One day, many people, millions of orders. This is Howie Sonic.
You're watching your Ottumwa Bulldogs on the Ottumwa Radio Group Sports Network.
Ottumwa High football on KBIZ and on the live video stream, getting ready for the start of the second half here at Drake Stadium. Ottumwa 14, Des Moines Roosevelt 14. An entertaining first 2 quarters of football. Let's take a look at the first half stats. Ottumwa 161 rushing yards, 11 passing yards, so 172 the total. Cam Maneri 8 carries for 84 yards and a touchdown. Abaya Salema 5 carries for 47 yards. Kobe Chanthalavan 2 carries, 17 yards and a touchdown. And Cooper Derby 6 carries for 13 yards. Abaya Salema has 1 reception for 11 yards. Tanner Shark 1 for 7 passing for 11 yards, although he was victimized by some drops. Roosevelt, very similar total yards, and they've been more balanced. 84 rushing, 92 passing, 176 total yards. On the ground, Aiden Stepp, 8 carries for 61 yards. The quarterback, Dominic Wade, 5 carries for 18 yards. And then Jaden Davison, 1 rush for 5 yards. Passing game, you have Peter Fanthadeth with 3 catches for 47 yards and a touchdown. George Williams, 3 catches, 35 yards and a touchdown. And Danny Diggins, 1 catch for 10 yards. Wade as a passer, 8 of 16, 92 yards, 2 touchdowns, but 1 critical interception that allowed Ottumwa to come back down and tie the game right before the half. So 14-14 is our halftime score as the 2 teams are warming up and getting ready for the start of the second half. Bulldog football this season on KBIZ is brought to you by American Family Insurance Agent Michael Taylor Moss on Woodland Avenue in Ottumwa, offering personal auto, home, life, farm, and commercial insurance policies tailored to fit your unique needs. By Falvey Lumber, your locally owned hardware and lumber store with 2 convenient locations in Eddyville and Albia. And by Gardner Collier, a family business specializing in fine jewelry and gifts. Their product is made in-house, and they also specialize in jewelry repair. Stop in and check out their locations in Ottumwa and Oskaloosa. It will be Roosevelt ball to begin the second half. Ottumwa received the first half kickoff. So the Roughriders will receive to begin quarter number 3, and if the teams are moving in the directions that they would that it would indicate by how they're warming up before the start of the second half, Ottumwa warming up to our right and Roosevelt to our left, then it would appear that Roosevelt would have the wind in the third quarter. Now, Roosevelt scored its 2 touchdowns with the wind at its back in the first quarter. Ottumwa scored its 2 touchdowns with the wind at its back in the second quarter. Ottumwa only completed 1 pass. I don't think the wind had much to do with Ottumwa's ability to move the ball better in the second 12 minutes. Having said that, the wind is more of a factor for the Roosevelt offense, as they are a lot more predicated on the pass than Ottumwa is. But it would stand to reason that after both of Ottumwa's first half kickoffs with the wind at the back of Juan Valdez went into the end zone, kicking off into the wind here in the third quarter will result in a returnable kick for Roosevelt. Now, when Roosevelt kicked off in the first quarter with the wind at its back, they were trying to pooch it over to the side around the 20 to 30 yard line. They nearly caught Ottumwa napping on the first one, and the Bulldogs got some pretty good returns after that. So the wind didn't play into Roosevelt's kickoff decisions. So Ottumwa will kick it right to left as we look at it here in the press box at Drake Stadium, Johnny Bright Field, the Ron Olson video board. And, of course, the Jim Duncan track. And, this is the second football game I've called here at Roosevelt. I've spent a lot of May days covering Southeast Iowa's best track and field athletes here as well. Valdez ready to kick it away. Puts that left foot into the wind. And it's a low liner that is knocked down by one of the upmen and just falls on it at about the 37-yard line. That was George Williams. Into the wind, Ottumwa chose to keep it low. Williams gets good field position, although he is a little bit fortunate that ball didn't bounce farther away from him and become an all-out scramble. So Roosevelt with the first possession of the second half. We're tied at 14. Roughriders take over at their own 37, first down and 10. Dominic Wade was 8 of 16 passing in the first half, 2 touchdowns and a pick. Wade will have Aiden Stepp in the backfield with him. He has 2 wideouts to the short side of the field. He's got his tight end as an H-back on the right, the wide side, and another wideout all the way down by the numbers. Man in motion, and it is an end around. And finding some room up the right side, 45-50, and run out of bounds is the slot receiver, Peter Fantadeth. They will mark him out of bounds in Ottumwa territory at the 48. And that's a gain of 15. You can see the motion from up here, and Ottumwa just a little bit slow to react. I thought maybe they had a couple guys there who could make the play, but they couldn't find the angle. So first down and 10 Rough Riders right back in Ottumwa territory. They spent a lot of the first half on the Ottumwa side of the field. 2 wide left, 1 to the right. Wade gets the shotgun snap. Handoff up the middle to Stepp, and not nearly as much running room this time for the Rough Riders as Aiden Stepp only gets a couple, maybe only a yard. See where they mark it. Put that down to the 47. That's a gain of only 1. Stepp had a solid first half, as we told you about a few moments ago. 10 carries for 61 yards. Second down and 9 for the Riders. They'll send 3 wide to the left. The nearest receiver is a tight end, Williams, but he is split out wide. Single wide to the right. Looking left is Wade, throws it out in the flat. Overthrown, intended for the underneath receiver, Fantadeth. It'll be third down and 9. That should have been an easy pitch and catch, and Wade just overthrew his intended receiver. Ottumwa's cover men had gone with the 2 deeper guys and left the underneath man wide open. Now third down and 9 from the Ottumwa 47. Feels like this could be a momentum turning play. You've got 3 wide left, 1 right again for the Rough Riders. Wade gets a snap, back to pass, has time, throws it to the right side, and it is caught and out of bounds for a Rough Rider first down on the short side of the field. Danny Diggins, who was the lone wideout over there, makes the catch on the comeback route. Needed 9, and I believe he picked up 10. First down and 10 to the Ottumwa 37. That one a little bit too easy on third down and long. Bulldogs probably were hoping to get a little more pressure on Dominic Wade. 2 wide left, 1 to the right on this first down play from the right side. Wade gets a snap, hands it to Stepp, trying to get left, and he ran into a wall at the 35-yard line. Braylon Griffiths, Cam Maneri, and I believe Brenton Jensen all in on that stop for OHS. Gain of just 2, second down and 8. Each team's turned it over once in this game. The one Ottumwa forced ended up being a 14-point swing. They picked off the Riders right at the edge of the red zone, then drove all the way down and scored the tying touchdown. 2 wide left, 1 to the right. Ball near the center of the field on second down and 8. Slot man in motion. And it is a quarterback keeper. And Cam Maneri says, no, sir. They fake the handoff. Maneri tackles Wade for a 1-yard loss. Boy, Maneri having a big game on both sides of the ball. Another third down and 9 for the Riders coming up, this time from the Ottumwa 36. Got the wind at their back, but again, their kicking game not all that strong by the numbers. Probably 4-down territory here unless they go backwards. 2 wide left, 2 wide right. Wade in the shotgun, Stepp in the backfield with him, gets a snap, back to pass, throws it out to the right, and a leaping catch on the right side, and down near a first down is Fantadeth. We'll see where they mark it, and it is enough for a Rider first down on the out route. And again, Roosevelt converts on 3rd and 9 with a 10-yard pass down to the Ottumwa 26. That's got to be frustrating for Bulldog head coach Brian Goodman and his defensive staff. 2 wide left, 2 wide right. Roosevelt marching to try to retake the lead. Game tied at 14, first drive of the third quarter. Wade gets a shotgun snap, looks right now, looks left, pumps, throws it for the seam, and just out of the reach of the tight end, Williams. If that throws on the money, that might be 6, but it's incomplete, and it's second down and 10. Bulldogs dodge a bullet there. Coverage was okay, but the safety on that side, I'm not sure who it was, looked off by Dominic Wade initially, then maybe that pump got him a little out of position as well. But again, in the end, the ball was just a little too long for Williams, who actually limped off the field beyond the end zone and is just now coming around back to the sideline. Not in for this play. There's a snap. Handoff, sweep to the right side for Stepp. Breaks a tackle at the 20, and he's hit from behind and brought down close to a first down. Boy, if they give him the 26, that's really generous. He got hit at the 20. You can't tell me he fell forward 4 yards. Not quite, but they gave him 3.5. It's on that fall. It's a gain of 9, and it's 3rd and short, 3rd and inches. Or pardon me, they're going to give him 10 yards. He landed at about the 20 or the 8 or the probably the 17.5 and slid forward, and they gave him where he slid. So 1st down and 10 is the call at the 16-yard line with a generous spot. The back swings out left. They throw a swing pass. That's Davison trying to get outside. Harassed all the way to the edge, and he is swarmed under and tackled for no gain. Good pursuit by the Bulldogs that time. Braylon Griffiths getting out there. Matt Payne again. Cam Maneri, of course, was there. Reception, but no gain. 2nd down and 10. Just harassed him all the way to the sideline and then put him on the turf. Someone needs to string together some positive defensive plays in a row. They've gotten 1 or 2 every series of downs, but haven't been able to get Roosevelt off the field. Play action, throw out in the flat. That's caught by Diggins. Sidesteps a man, and he's out of bounds at the 5. The initial contact drove him out of bounds, but it'll be 1st and goal on an 11-yard pitch and catch to Diggins. And again, Ottumwa just not tight enough in coverage on these quick out routes. I know they're worried about getting beat deep like they did on the first score of the game, but now it's 1st and goal at the 5. See how the Bulldog defense functions with its back against the wall. 2 wide right, 1 to the left. Ball in the left hash. Tight end motions left to right. Wade gets a snap. Keeps it, running to the right side, looking for the end zone. Leaps, and he's in for the touchdown. Dominic Wade, a 5-yard touchdown run, and Roosevelt on the opening drive of the 3rd quarter goes 63 yards to retake the lead. .7:43 on the clock as they'll line up for the extra point. Waiting on the snap for the kick. High snap, they get it down. The kick is good. Roosevelt 21, Ottumwa 14. We're back in 30 seconds on the Ottumwa Radio Sports Network.
What do you look for when choosing a bank? One that's locally owned with fast and friendly service from neighbors who know your name? Are you looking for a bank that is growing and gives back to the communities it serves? Is the convenience of reliable online and mobile banking important to you? Do you need knowledgeable lending experts who make it easy and are empowered to say yes? We have it all at Iowa State Bank in Fairfield. Bank with us. MyIowaStateBank.com.
You're watching your Ottumwa Bulldogs on the Ottumwa Radio Group Sports Network.
Roosevelt takes the opening kickoff to start the 3rd quarter. They drive 63 yards in 12 plays, take 4 minutes and 15 seconds off the clock. Dominic Wade, the quarterback, a 5-yard touchdown run. Extra point good, 21-14. By the way, the kicker on the extra points, the Roosevelt number is a little hard to decipher, but it's number 99, and I don't have a 99 on the roster, so they've brought up a sub-varsity player to kick extra points tonight, and he is 3 for 3. Now Danny Diggins will kick it back to Ottumwa. Bulldogs watching for the pooch kick again. Diggins will drive this one deep, and with the wind at his back, he'll get the touchback. Don't know why they didn't do that in the first half. So with 7:43 to go in the third quarter, Ottumwa takes over 1st down and 10 at its own 20. Let's see if the Bulldogs can score a touchdown on their 3rd straight possession. They scored TDs on the their final 2 possessions of the first half. Moving into the wind this time, right to left. Shark under center. Looks like that's Cam Maneri as the fullback. Wideouts either side, but close to the line. Salema in motion. They'll pitch it to him to the right. Looks for a seam. Finds it, 25, and he spun down across the 30 to the 31. The ball came out, but he was down. And that'll be a Bulldog 1st down. Salema hit the turf pretty hard at the 31. That's why the ball came out, but ground cannot cause a fumble. Gain of 11 for Abaya Salema. He had 47 yards on only 5 carries in the first half. Gave him 58 on the night now. Wideouts are further wide on this 1st down play. Salema again in motion. They give it to the fullback, and Roosevelt not fooled that time. Stuff for no gain, 2nd down and 10. They announced Cooper Derby as a ball carrier, but that's Cam Maneri. Number 4, not 44. 2nd down and 10 from the Ottumwa 31. Bulldogs down 21-14 after Roosevelt scored on their opening drive of this second half. Just under 7 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Ottumwa getting lined up, but they've only got 6 of the play clock here. Shark sends Salema in motion, fakes the pitch, rolls out left under heavy pressure, lobs it in the flat. It's caught by Kobe, 35-40, and he's spun down, but not before he gets another Bulldog 1st down. Brought to you by Sonic Drive-In on North 63 in Ottumwa. Kobe Chanthalavan all the way out to the Ottumwa 47, a gain of 16. That was the play that was working really well. That play and variations of it working really well for the Ottumwa passing game in the second half last week against Fairfield. 1st down and 10, Dogs on the move out to their own 47. Tight formation. Shark gives it to Maneri, and he got hit 2 yards in the backfield. How are they marking him at the 45? He drugged that tackler at least back to the 46. The official on, well, no, they do give him the 46. For a moment, he was standing at the 45, and it's a loss of 1, but I thought they were going to take another yard away from him. 2nd down and 11. That play just not blocked well. And wide receivers tight to the line on this 2nd down and 11. They'll pitch it out to Salema, and he is wrestled down for a big loss, trying to get outside to the right. And that was the strong safety, Lester Fanfill, coming up, beating a blocker to the outside and taking him down all the way back at the 39. That is a loss of 7. And all of a sudden, after a good spurt to start the drive, Ottumwa was looking at 3rd down and 18. The ball sitting at their own 39, and they've got to get it to the Roosevelt 43. 2 wide right, 1 to the left. Salema is now a slot receiver on the right. Shark back to pass. Fires it over the middle, and the pass tipped and incomplete. He had Chanthalavan open at about the Roosevelt 46. But one of the linebackers underneath, I think, or maybe the strong safety Fanfill again, got a hand on that and broke it up. Kobe was in that hole in the zone, and he was frustrated when that ball got tipped. He knew he had room not only to catch the ball, but maybe to turn upfield and get that 1st down. Now on 4th down, Salema's got to punt it into the wind. Bulldogs running a man off the field a little bit late. Good snap this time. And gets off kind of a wobbly kick to the right that'll go out of bounds. And where do they say it went out? It's outside the Roosevelt 40. It's at the 43. That's only about an 18-yard punt. And the Roughriders right now with the momentum. They take over with 4:45 to go in the third quarter. First down and 10 at their own 43. Leading Ottumwa 21-14. Bulldog football brought to you by R&K Body Pros on 2nd Street, 2 blocks west of the high school in Ottumwa for reasonably priced quality auto body work, paint jobs, and insurance quotes. R&K Body Pros, a local business putting people first. Roosevelt on the left hash, 1st and 10 at their own 43. 2 wide left, 1 to the right, the wide side of the field. Now they'll send the slot man in motion. And they give it to the tailback instead. That's Aiden Stepp, makes a man miss. He has a first down and more. Ryan McKinnon manages to spin him down over on the far side of the field as we look at it, but into Ottumwa territory and inside the 45, all the way to the Bulldog 43. Gain of 14. So Ottumwa was aware of the slot man in motion looking for the end around, but they didn't stop the run up the middle. And you worry a little bit about Ottumwa getting worn down in the second half. The shoe was on the other foot last week. We'll get into that here in a moment. 2 wide right, 1 to the left. Wade gets a shotgun snap. Quarterback keeper to the right, puts his head down, has a hole, has his jersey grabbed from behind, and he's yanked down at the 35. It's a gain of 8. Could have been more. Somebody, though, had a handful of jersey and slowed him down. And it'll be 2nd down and 2. So here's the worry. Last week, Fairfield with that Class 3A sized roster had most of their guys playing two-way, and I think their offensive and defensive lines really wore down in the second half. Ottumwa has several guys playing two-way. You're also missing a key lineman, John Harden, now out for the year. And Roosevelt has very few players that go both ways. So Roosevelt may be the fresher team. 3 wide left on 2nd down and 2. Wade gets a snap back to pass, thinking about a deep ball, deep down the left side, and caught for the touchdown. First catch of the game for Zion Spellman, the junior. His 6th catch of the year, his first score, and Roosevelt on the deep ball down the left sideline doubles its lead, or as a potential double lead if they hit the extra point. 27-14 pending the kick. A 35-yard touchdown pass. The extra point is up. And good. Roosevelt 28, Ottumwa 14, 3:25 third quarter, back in 30 seconds on the Ottumwa Radio Sports Network.
Talking with someone about suicide or suicidal thoughts can be hard, but sometimes it's a necessary conversation to have. If you're concerned about someone and you've noticed a drastic change in behavior, ask the person directly if they are considering suicide. Research shows that asking the question directly helps the suicidal person feel at ease and less alone. For more information, call Southern Iowa Mental Health Center 24 hours a day, 844-430-8520.
You're watching your Ottumwa Bulldogs on the Ottumwa Radio Group Sports Network.
After the short punt, Roosevelt goes 57 yards in just 3 plays, took a minute 20 off the clock. Dominic Wade to Zion Spellman, a 35-yard touchdown pass, extra point good. Moines Roosevelt now leading Ottumwa 28-14. They're back up 14 points after Ottumwa had rallied from down 2 touchdowns to tie it before halftime. Little pooch kick will be caught by Golick at the 27 on the left side. Breaks through tackles to the 40 down the sideline. 45, 50, staying in bounds and tackled all the way up at the Roosevelt 45-yard line. Donald Golick making Roosevelt pay for that pooch kick strategy, just slipping through tacklers. And boy, maybe 1 or 2 more guys to beat there, and he might have been gone down the sideline. They mark him all the way at the Roosevelt 44. Well, there's a momentum-turning play, hopefully. 3:17 on the clock here in the third quarter, and Ottumwa starting a drive in Roosevelt territory for the first time all night. Trailing 28-14, but again, one good drive, get into the end zone, and it's a 1-score game. Wideouts either side, wingbacks either side. Wingback motions, and Roosevelt really jumped offside there. Ottumwa moved, but I think Roosevelt had to move first. Roosevelt saying it's on Ottumwa, but I saw two Rough Riders in the neutral zone before the Ottumwa guard moved, unless somebody else moved and I didn't see it. Nope, that is on Roosevelt. We had it right. So it'll be first down and 5 down to the Roosevelt 39. Does Ottumwa get aggressive here? They are going into the wind. Again, Ottumwa would love to live on the ground as much as possible. Same formation, wideouts either side, wingbacks either side. Motion to wingback and an option play to the left, and it's pitched to the short side, and running it is Chantalavan. He's out of bounds inside the 35, but there is a flag down back at the 39, and Ottumwa got called for holding. Boy, there's been some critical flags on offense in this game that have stymied Ottumwa drives. This one doesn't have to be a killer. It was 1st and 5, and the flag's right at the line of scrimmage. So that'll make it 1st and 15 back to the Ottumwa 49. But boy, you get that encroachment penalty. You get 1st and 5, and not only do you give it right back, you give them another 5, and now you're behind the sticks on first down. 1st and 15. Ball still on the left side, the left hash. Shark goes under center. And it's an option to the right. Shark keeps it. He's got a hole. 35. Ducks under a tackler and keeps going. Said 35 meant the 45. Got down to the 40. Well, he ducked under a big hit there and fell forward for about 3 more yards. It's a gain of 9 for Tanner Shark. It'll bring up 2nd down and 6. .230 and counting, third quarter. It's someone down 28-14, but again, they're on the Roosevelt 40. 2nd down and 6. Everybody for Ottumwa looking to the play cards on their forearms. Now lining up. Shark under center. Gives it on the counter to Chantalavan. He's trying to get right. Now he's just trying to bludgeon his way through a couple of tacklers. He should have been tackled for no gain. He got 2 down to the 38. It'll be 3rd down and 3. Looked like they had him stood up at the 40. He just kept the legs moving to get a couple of yards. Didn't really have much running room there, but made something out of nothing. Got to be 4 down territory here if you don't get pushed way back. 3rd down and 3. Wideouts either side, wingbacks either side. Shark goes under center. Salema in motion. And they'll pitch it out to him. It's behind him. And Roosevelt was able to fall on the bad pitch. Ottumwa turns it over. And what a critical error that is for OHS. That play was off from the beginning. Shark trying to fake to the fullback. They collided. Tanner trying to get that pitch out, knowing he didn't have any room to run himself. He pitched it behind Salema. Avaya never caught it. Never had a chance to catch it. It bounced behind him, and Roosevelt recovers at the 46. And with 1:23 to go in the third quarter, Roosevelt now with a chance to drive and maybe put this game out of reach. First down snap to Wade. Rolling out to his right. Throws on the run, wants a deep ball. It's a bit underthrown. I think we're going to get a flag for pass interference. Yep. Kobe Chantalavan was beaten. The ball was underthrown. Fantadet tried to come back to the ball, and Kobe never turned around. He put his hands up and just ran into the receiver. Now, he's looking at the official saying, what did I do? But even if you have your hands up, if you run into the receiver before the ball gets there, that's going to be pass interference. If he had known the ball was in the air, if he turned around and looked for the ball, he might have picked it off. However, there is also an ineligible man downfield on Roosevelt, so the penalty's offset. I wondered why the head ref had gone halfway down the field to talk to the other two. The pass interference is pretty clear, but Roosevelt, for the second time tonight, had an ineligible man downfield. At least the second time it was called. This time, it made an offsetting penalty. The first time, Ottumwa declined it because that was when they intercepted the pass. So basically, it's a do-over. First down and 10 for Roosevelt from their own 46. Minute 14 to go, third quarter. 2 wide right, 1 to the left. Ball in the left hash. And this will be a play action and a swing pass that's going to be way too far in front of Fanthadeth. Wanted a swing pass to him in the slot, but Wade missed him by about 3 yards. Second down and 10. Clock stops, minute 10 to go in the third. Ottumwa caught a break there on the previous play when the pass interference was offset by the ineligible man downfield. And now we have an official's timeout, and they are going to have the left guard Deacon Vassy come off the field. I don't know if that's an equipment problem or, well, he's holding his shoulder. Maybe it's an injury. And his replacement will be Sam Simons, a sophomore, big kid, 6'2", 265. And that's the left guard spot for Roosevelt. Second down and 10 at their own 46. And they do have a trainer looking at Vassy on the sideline for Roosevelt. There's a snap. Wade hands it off right of the middle. Step, big hole. And boy, if Braylon Griffiths doesn't get a hand on him there, I'm not sure who does. Into Ottumwa territory. Got him down at the 47. But that is a gain of 7. Third down and 3. Roosevelt quickly to the line. Gets a snap. Another handoff. Up the middle, and Step will break it to the outside. He's got the first down. McKinnon got him out of bounds. Boy, Ryan McKinnon. Again, 5'8", 5'4", 135. Not afraid to get in there with bigger players, and pretty much everybody's been bigger than Ryan this year, but he did a good job of getting Step out of bounds. Not before he got to the 40, though, for Roosevelt first down. Gain of 7. Back-to-back 7-yard runs for Aiden Step, filling in as a starter tonight in place of the injured Max Masucci. Wade with the snap. Play action, fires over the middle, caught by the tight end Williams inside the 30, running right, breaks tackle the 25. Rominger tried to slow him down inside the 20 and get some help from behind. Williams all the way down to the 17-yard line. Clock stops, 31 seconds to go in the quarter. That is a gain of 23 for George Williams. And Roosevelt's into the red zone. And they will looks like they'll try to run one more play before the end of the quarter. 15 seconds and counting. 3 wide left, 1 to the right. Wade gets a snap, looks right, fires in the flat, and it's dropped by Danny Diggins. And too bad Kobe Chanthalavan didn't see which way that ball ricocheted off the hands of Diggins. If he turned the other way, he might have picked off the ricochet, and there would have been nobody between him and the end zone. 8 seconds on the clock, third quarter, second down and 10, Roosevelt from the Ottumwa 17. 3 wide left, 1 to the right. Now they'll motion the tight end in line, or at least into an H-back spot. Wade with the snap, swings it out left on a wide receiver screen, caught by Fanthadeth, and doesn't get a lot there. He's wrestled out of bounds by McKinnon on the far side. Clock stops with 1 second to go in the quarter. Gain of 3 down to the 14. Third down and 7. Ottumwa has had a rotten time this quarter getting off the field on third down. Now they won't get off the field on this play unless they force a turnover, but they'd at least like to force a fourth down. And if Roosevelt's thinking about a field goal here after this play, they'd have to kick it into the wind in the fourth quarter. There's 1 second left on the clock here in the third. 2 wide right, 1 to the left, ball on the left hash. There's a snap back to Wade, rolling to his right, looks to run, just flips it underneath to Williams. He's going to win the race to the corner, slides in, touchdown. Just beat his defender to get open on the crossing route and then ran it in himself. Roosevelt scores on the final play of the third quarter, and it's 34-14 pending the extra point. Williams' second TD catch of the night, that one from 14 yards out. Dominic Wade's fourth touchdown pass of the night. He's also run one in. Roosevelt, and now a flag comes out as Roosevelt was getting a lineman on the field late. He was trying to figure out where he was supposed to go. And he's still not sure where he was supposed to be, but now Roosevelt's got to back it up 5 yards. They do still have the wind at their back, though. We won't switch ends until the fourth quarter kickoff. So now the lineman who was sent on the field is brought back off. I don't think that was his fault. Coach sent him on the field, and there was no place for him to go. He was the 12th man. Good snap, good hold. Kick is up. Kick is off the upright and no good. So 34-14, we're back in 1 minute for the fourth quarter on the Ottumwa Radio Sports Network.
It's time to choose the credit union with a new perspective. At Meridian Credit Union, we don't just see member profiles. We see people. People with goals. People who want to save more. People that we can help. That's why we offer financial services convenient to you. Great loan rates, online banking with bill pay, mobile banking, and credit cards. Join the many satisfied Meridian members today. See how our perspective can help you.
Meridian Credit Union, where it feels like home.
All roads lead to the new home of the realtors you've come to trust in our community, Bridge City Realty. Whether you're buying or selling property, contact our qualified staff of experienced professional salespeople at our offices, now located next door to Walgreens. We're right in the heart of Ottumwa at 301 West 4th, so stop by or call our new office line at 684-1234. Bridge City Realty, Southeast Iowa's #1 real estate agency.
You're watching your Ottumwa Bulldogs on the Ottumwa Radio Group Sports Network.
Start of the fourth quarter, and that third quarter, unfortunately, was all Roosevelt. They lead 34-14, 3 touchdowns to Roosevelt in the last 12 minutes. They will kick into the wind to start the fourth quarter, but Ottumwa's got a lot of work to do and not a lot of time to do it. Kind of a ground ball kick over to the right side, fielded on the ground by, I think, Braylon Griffiths, and he is forced out of bounds. Ottumwa should have good field position out near the 40, not quite to the 40. They will mark it at the 38-yard line. That out-of-town scoreboard, and these updates might be a little bit behind, but about a half an hour ago, had Albia leading Central Lee 27-6. End of the third quarter, Davis County leading Cardinal 16-0. Again, these tweets are more than a few minutes old. Sigourney Keota leading Centerville 14-7 at the half. Back here in Des Moines, Tanner Shark under center, first down and 10. And an option play to the right, pitches to the boundary for Salema, and he's pushed out of bounds pretty much right at the line of scrimmage. Is there a flag down, or is it just out of bounds? Nope, just out of bounds. Second down and 10. No gain on the play. All still at the Ottumwa 38. Our game might be a little ahead of some of the others in the area because we had a 7 o'clock kick instead of our usual 7:30. Single wide out to the left, that's William Howard. Kobe in motion. They'll give it on the counter to Salemi. He's got a hole up the middle. 45 spins through a tackle across midfield and down to the Roosevelt 49. Another good run for Abaya Salema. First down and 10. Gain of 13. Ottumwa's going to keep running the ball, and we're down 20 points. Biggest deficit of the season here. But this offense is going to do what it does and try to take the best advantage they can of the personnel. Now, we might see a few more passes. We might see the wingbacks involved more in the passing game like we did last week against Fairfield. Now Ottumwa having trouble getting the play in, and they'll have to burn a timeout when they didn't want to. 11:19 to go in the fourth. Back in 30 seconds on the Ottumwa Radio Sports Network.
Wondering what to have for lunch or supper? Stop in and see Mike and his team at Mike's Pizza and Steakhouse. Whether you want amazing Greek food, pasta, salads, sandwiches, fish, chicken, steak, or the best pizza in town, they have what you want. They are always open for carryout, and their full menu is available at Mike'sPizzaSteakhouse.com. Thank you, Southern Iowa, for making Mike's Pizza and Steakhouse your favorite restaurant and your favorite pizza place. Proud to support the Ottumwa Bulldogs.
You're watching your Ottumwa Bulldogs on the Ottumwa Radio Group Sports Network.
Ottumwa's first time out of the second half brought to you by Marvin Boyer with Shelter Insurance in Ottumwa. First down and 10 Bulldogs from the Roosevelt 49. Shark on the quarterback keeper, and he's swarmed under in the backfield for a 2-yard loss. The blocking just disintegrated on that one for Tanner. Had nowhere to go after faking the handoff. And it'll be second down and 12. Ottumwa's last drive got into Roosevelt territory and then ended by going backwards on a penalty and then a bad pitch on an option and a fumble that was lost. Bulldogs were +5 in turnover margin coming into tonight. They've picked off a pass, but they've lost 2 fumbles so far tonight, so they're -1 on the game. On second down, Shark back to pass, throws it out to the left, caught by William Howard at the 40, falls forward to the 39, and that should be enough for a Bulldog first down. Roosevelt again holding the ball at the end of the play, but the official saying he'd blown the play dead. And it'll be first down and 10. Well, it's close to the marker. They needed to get to the 39. Looks like they're there. Are they going to measure or say it's good enough? It is a first down. So a 12-yard reception for William Howard. His first catch of the night. His second of the season. They've both gone for first downs. First down handoff to Maneri. Well, he had an initial hole, and then he got blasted after a gain of a couple. That big defensive end, Isaac Garcia, in on the stop. Second down and 9, a gain of just a yard. Well, Maneri had 84 yards in the first half. Looked like a shoe-in for 100 on the night, but that fullback plunge has been a lot tougher sledding here in the second half. Ottumwa down 34-14, 9:28 to go. Trying to drive and cut the deficit down to 2 scores here. Second and 9, about 8.5. Shark, he went to fake a pitch and turned the other way and got blasted by Garcia in the backfield for a loss of 3. Ottumwa having trouble blocking Garcia right now. They announce it as a sack. I think Shark was going to run the ball the other way. I don't think that's a sack, but it's a loss of 3 and sets up third down and 12 from the Roosevelt 41. Obviously 4-down territory here. This is where you might see that crossing route to a wing back here, trying to find some space, but you've got to protect Shark if that's what you're doing. Tanner back to pass under pressure. Garcia got him. That is a sack all the way back to midfield. And right now, Isaac Garcia has been unblockable. Loss of 9. And now it's 4th down and 21. You're down 34-14, 8:13 and counting, fourth quarter. And here comes the punt unit. It's been a game of ebbs and flows. Roosevelt scored 14 in the first quarter. Looked like it was going to be their night. Ottumwa scored 14 in the second quarter, tied at the half. Roosevelt's had all the second half momentum. Salema gets the punt away, high, spiraling. It's going to go out of bounds, and it lands pretty much at the start-finish line on the track. And where will they say it went out? They're going to say it went over the sideline at the 30-yard line. Abaya kicked it well, but I don't think he meant to angle it that far to his right. First down and 10 Roosevelt, 7:44 to go. Leading Ottumwa 34-14. Get the feeling the final score is not going to fully reflect how Ottumwa competed tonight. But it's been all Rough Riders in the second half. Dominic Wade brings a man in motion and gives it to him on the end around. That is Fantadeth, and he's got the right side and chased out of bounds after about a 7-yard gain. Genthalavon in pursuit over there, I believe. Didn't let him get a huge gain, but it is 7. Second down and 3. Out of town scoreboard. Cardinal on the board. They still trail Davis County 16-6 late fourth quarter. Roosevelt now taking its time with a 20-point lead and only about 7 minutes to play. Wade with the snap. Hands off to Stepp over to the right side across the 40. Has a first down. Tackled hard over there by Kobe, but out to the 44. A gain of 7. And whistles on the play and well behind the play. There's an Ottumwa player down all the way back at the Ottumwa 44. Not sure who that is. I don't know if any Roosevelt players got that far downfield on that play. We hope it's just a cramp or something and not a non-contact injury. Those non-contact injuries sometimes end up being the most severe. Did not see it happen again. That's a good 12, 13 yards further downfield from where the tackle occurred. And young man's flat on his back. Maybe they're trying to stretch it out. Hopefully just trying to stretch out a cramp. Hard to tell from up here. Let's take a 30-second injury timeout and return on the Ottumwa Radio Sports Network.
Are you looking for someone to capture the special moments in life, such as senior photos, weddings, family portraits, baby pictures, or even your furry friends? Look no further than Lee's Photography in Ottumwa to schedule your appointment. Brian, Connie, and the staff at Lee's Photography have the knowledge and experience to capture your special moments and make your vision come to life. Visit them on Facebook to see the range of their work. Lee's Photography on East 2nd Street, across from the Courier in Ottumwa, for all your all-around photography needs.
You're watching your Ottumwa Bulldogs on the Ottumwa Radio Group Sports Network.
Ottumwa High football on KBIZ and on the live video stream. 6:49 to go fourth quarter. Roosevelt 34, Ottumwa 14 here at Drake Stadium. The Ottumwa player who was injured on the last play is still down, and somebody, I'm assuming either a trainer or a medical professional from the Roosevelt sideline, has come across. He's down at the 44-yard line. And as they try to help him up, it might be Dylan Forney, the defensive end. Did I see 56? I think I did, and he's being helped off. Not able to get off under his own power. Boy, that would be a big loss if he's out for any length of time. He's played well, just a sophomore, starting at defensive end for OHS. Braden Larkin, who's starter at guard on offense, he's listed as the number 2 defensive end on that side. We're ready to go again. Roosevelt 1st and 10 from their own 44. And now a flag and whistle stop play at the snap. And Roosevelt called for a false start. That'll back him up 5 yards. You kind of get the feeling, hopefully I'm right, that Roosevelt is not thinking about putting their foot on the gas here. They're up 34-14, 6.5 to go. content to just move the ball up the field on the ground, although they're still spreading it out. That's their offense. 3 wide left. Wade gets a snap and tried to keep it, and he's going to be hit for a loss. Faked the handoff, tried to run it left, and Matt Payne said, I don't think so. Well, I've said his name quite a bit the first few games of the season. Wade was able to fight forward after he was hit, but he still lost about 2 yards. 2nd down and 17. 3 wide left, 1 to the right. 5:45 to go in the game. Wade gets a snap. He's going to throw it to the right. Quick hitch route. And the catch is made by Danny Diggins over there on the right side. Back to the original line of scrimmage at the 44. Gain of 7. 3rd down and 10 for the Riders, under 5.5 to go. Out-of-town scoreboard update. Sigourney Kyoto scored again. They lead Centerville 35-7 at last check. It's a final. Davis County has beaten Cardinals 16-6. 3 wide left, 1 to the right on 3rd down and 10. Now the tight end Williams motions to the right side to balance a formation. Wade gets a snap, back to pass, has time, now under some pressure, trying to get away. There's a holding call. Wade will throw it on the run. Coming back to make the catch is Spellman. He will be tackled well shy of the 1st down. And now Ottumwa's going to have to decide whether they want it to be 4th down and about 7, or if they'll take the holding penalty and make it 3rd and forever. I imagine they'll decline the penalty. Matt Payne would have had a sack there, but he was rather obviously held. They will decline the penalty. Spellman taken out of bounds at the 47-yard line. Just a gain of 3. And it is 4th down and 7. The Riders still have their offense out there, although their punter is the wide receiver Diggins. They're going to line up and go for this with 4.5 to go. 3 wide right, 1 to the left. This is an odd call. Back to pass is Wade. Fires to the right, caught for the 1st down. George Williams, a tight end, inside the 40, down to the 38. Well, maybe I should take back what I said about Roosevelt not wanting to put their foot on the gas. 4th and 7 in their own territory, and they go for it with a 20-point lead. Gain of 15. Can't say I'm a fan of that call. 3 wide left, 1 to the right. Wade gets a snap. Hands it off to step up. No, he kept it himself, and he's going to be hit for a loss. Mike Kane in on that tackle. I was fooled by the play action, but Ottumwa was not. And Wade will lose 4 back to the 42. 3 white jerseys to take him down. 2nd down and 14. 3.5 to go. They stick with that same formation. 3 wide left, 1 to the right. Now they'll motion Williams to an H-back spot on the left side. Hand off to Step, trying to bounce it to the outside, and he's hogtied after about a 4-yard gain. Host of white jerseys in there on the stop for Ottumwa. 3rd down and about 10. Under 3 minutes to go. Roosevelt leading 34-14. Rough Riders taking plenty of time in the huddle now. Come to the line with 12 on the play clock. Again, 3 wide left, 1 to the right. Ball staying on the right side of the field here. Again, Williams motions as an H-back. There's a snap. Quarterback keeper up the middle, and Matt Payne saw it coming, said no, sir. Tackled Wade for only about a 1-yard gain. And now again, it's 4th down. Well, they went for it on 4th and 7 in their own territory. No reason Based on that decision, they won't go forward here. 4th and 9 from the Ottumwa 37. Two wide left, one to the right. Williams now lined up as a inline tight end. Wade back to pass, spins to his left, looking downfield, lobs it underneath. The catch made by Williams, but he's tackled by Cooper Derby, shy of the first down, and Ottumwa will take over on downs. Nice play by Cooper Derby, just got the ankles of Williams before he could get away. And Ottumwa will take over, likely for the final time tonight, with 1:43 to go. Ball on their own 35, trailing 34-14. It's still a much better effort than Ottumwa had a year ago against Roosevelt. Bulldogs lost that game 45-0, and it was 33-0 at halftime. This game was tied at 14 at the half, but it's been all Rough Riders in the second half. Javen Rominger wide left, William Howard wide right, ball on the right hash. Shark changing the play, and he's moving Chanthalavan over as a slot receiver on the left now. Gets a snap, back to pass, racing away from pressure, buying some time, waving downfield, fires downfield, caught by William Howard inside the 40, and he's down at about the 37-yard line. Nice scramble and throw by Tanner Shark, and Howard with the catch well downfield. Gain of 28. Someone trying to hurry up, 1:30 and counting. Trailing by 20, just hoping to drive down and put another score on the board before we call it a night. Shark back to pass, again under pressure. He'll be sacked by Jaquan Bradley back at the 45. It's one of the things about this Roosevelt 3-3-5 defense. There's always going to be a linebacker coming, and you're not always sure where it's coming from. Officially marked at the 44. Loss of 7. Timeout Ottumwa here. 1:04 to go. We're back in 30 seconds on the Ottumwa Radio Sports Network.
Seasons change. Our priorities change. Your financial needs change. But there's one thing that remains consistent. Our dedication to making your financial life easier together. So let's get to know each other, because together is better.
You're watching your Ottumwa Bulldogs on the Ottumwa Radio Group Sports Network.
Ottumwa's second time out of the half, brought to you by Marvin Boyer with Shelter Insurance in Ottumwa. 1:04 to go. 34-14 Roosevelt. Ottumwa after the sack, second down and long. They're on their own. They're on the Roosevelt 44. They got to get it to the 27. 2nd and 17. Shark back to pass, and again nobody blocked Bradley off the edge, and Tanner sacked again. They're trying to do play action, and just nobody blocked Jaquan Bradley off the edge. He was lined up on the line of scrimmage. Just nobody picked him up. I lost back to the Ottumwa 48. Loss of 8. 3rd down and forever. Third down and 25. Let's see if they can give Tanner enough time to throw the football. Shark, no, hand off to Maneri. He's got a big hole. Nope, he kept it, then he pitched it out to Chanthalavan. I was fooled by the play action. Kobe gets it back into Roosevelt territory. Ottumwa's going to take that final timeout. They'll mark the ball at the 41-yard line. It'll be 4th down, 9 seconds to go. One more timeout, back in 30 seconds on the Ottumwa Radio Sports Network.
Wood Iron Grill at the Oskaloosa Public Golf Course is your home for chef-inspired cuisines. This is Chef Michael, and I invite you to come discover the Wood Iron Grill. From the delectable food that we serve to the gracious hospitality that we provide, we are the destination for an unforgettable dining experience that promotes conversation, laughter, and friendships. Enjoy our warm atmosphere and our breathtaking panoramic views. If you're looking for extraordinary flavor and impeccable service, it doesn't get any better than the Wood Iron Grill, making memories one plate at a time. For hours and specials, like us on Facebook.
You're watching your Ottumwa Bulldogs on the Ottumwa Radio Group Sports Network.
One more time out there for Ottumwa, brought to you by Marvin Boyer with Shelter Insurance in Ottumwa. 9 seconds to go, 4th down and about 14 from the Roosevelt 41. Kobe in motion, and they'll give it on the counter to Salema, and he had a hole, but he is hit and taken down. Boy, if he beats that man, he's got a huge gain. I didn't see who the Roosevelt player was that made the tackle, but Salema tackled at the 37, needed 14, only got 4. Ottumwa turns it over on downs. And time has expired. That was the final play of the game. Roosevelt wins at 34-14. We'll take 3 minutes and return to Drake Stadium on the Ottumwa Radio Sports Network.
All roads lead to the new home of the realtors you've come to trust in our community, Bridge City Realty. Whether you're buying or selling property, contact our qualified staff of experienced professional salespeople at our offices, now located next door to Walgreens. We're right in the heart of Ottumwa at 301 West 4th, so stop by or call our new office line at 684-1234. Bridge City Realty, Southeast Iowa's #1 real estate agency.
It's time to choose the credit union with a new perspective. At Meridian Credit Union, we don't just see member profiles. We see people. People with goals. People who want to save more. People that we can help. That's why we offer financial services convenient to you. Great loan rates, online banking with bill pay, mobile banking, and credit cards. Join the many satisfied Meridian members today. See how our perspective can help you.
Meridian Credit Union, where it feels like home.
Get the small town charm with real-world experience at William Penn University. Located in beautiful Oskaloosa, Iowa, William Penn is the perfect place to pursue your higher education. We offer a diverse selection of majors, including a 4-year nursing degree. And our state-of-the-art facilities offer the latest technology. With small class sizes and affordable tuition, William Penn is a great place to call home. Invest in your future at William Penn. Visit wmpenn.edu today to learn more and enroll.
Protection is important, especially when you're talking about your dreams, which is why we're going to keep you covered with plans that can save you up to 23% when you bundle your home and auto. That's protection.
What do you look for when choosing a bank? One that's locally owned with fast and friendly service from neighbors who know your name? Are you looking for a bank that is growing and gives back to the communities it serves? Is the convenience of reliable online and mobile banking important to you? Do you need knowledgeable lending experts who make it easy and are empowered to say yes? We have it all at Iowa State Bank in Fairfield. Bank with us. myiowastatebank.com.
In Searcy, Arkansas, a young man says I love you for the first time, but his girlfriend doesn't quite hear. In Franklin, Tennessee, a boy encounters his first pickle. And in Kyle, Texas, after a mission for tots, cousins realize they're a long way from Kyle, Texas. One day, many people, millions of orders. This is Howie Sonic.
You're watching your Ottumwa Bulldogs on the Ottumwa Radio Group Sports Network.
And welcome back one final time to Drake Stadium, where your Ottumwa football team suffers its first loss of the season. Against Moines Roosevelt, the Bulldogs fell behind 14-0 early, scored the only 14 points of the second quarter, had the game tied at halftime, but then Roosevelt 3 unanswered touchdowns in the third quarter, and that set the final margin at 34-14. Our next broadcast of Ottumwa High football next Friday night, we're back at home, and we will take on the Greyhounds of Burlington. We'll be back to a 7:30 kickoff next Friday night. Pregame show at 7 o'clock here on KBIZ and on the live video stream. I want to thank all our sponsors one more time. Sonic Drive-In, Meridian Credit Union, Bridge City Realty, Graphics Masters, American Family Insurance Agent Michael Taylor Moss, Iowa State Bank and Trust Company, Blackhawk Auto Body, Falvey Lumber, Champion Bowl, Gardner Collier, Reflection Studio, Mercy One Ottumwa, Roto-Rooter, Family First Chiropractic, R&K Body Pros, Lee's Photography, Citizens Mutual, Mike's Pizza, Ottumwa Glass, the Wood Iron Grill, Pierce Fence, Southern Iowa Mental Health Center, Berry Patch IT Service, William Penn University, Sonic Drive-In, and Marvin Boyer with Shelter Insurance in Ottumwa. A big thank you to both of my producers, Annie Argo, the on-site video producer, and Brandon Drew, the radio producer back at the KBIZ studios. And a big thank you to Bulldog head coach Brian Goodman for helping us prepare for the broadcast tonight. Finally, I'd like to thank you, the fans, for tuning in tonight, because without your support of these broadcasts, stand-up Ottumwa High Athletics, none of this would be possible. So thank you for tuning in to Bulldog Football on 1240 AM, 102.7 FM KBIZ, and on the live video stream on the Ottumwa Radio Group Facebook page. My name's Jason Van Arkel. I'll talk to you next Friday night when the Bulldogs play host to Burlington. Until then, good night, everybody.